Welcome on into Fifth Third Field here in Toledo, Ohio. Bowling Green baseball facing up against Toledo due to technical difficulties. We are joining you here in the beginning of the second inning. Tyler Kavlitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Chaz, Bowling Green already up 1-0 after an RBI double from Zach Corky in that first inning for the Falcons.
Yeah, Tyler, it was a really opportune moment for the Falcons, not so much for us as we weren't able to get on air as quickly as we would have wanted to, but Bowling Green in a very advantageous position right now, going up one early. You mentioned the TJ Tackett's. He gets on base, steals second, and then none other than Zach Horkey bringing him home. Zach Horkey with that big build, getting a hard hit double down the left field side. And now Bowling Green is looking to grow their lead here, top of the second.
It's Braden Kurtlis up in the order. He is the 6-hole hitter for Bowling Green here today. First pitch to him is swung on and missed for a strike. Jacob Tabor is the starter for Toledo. Jacob Turner in the bottom of the first worked a 1-2-3 inning for Bowling Green to get the bats back up. The next pitch from Tabor, another swing and a miss by Kurtlis. Bowling Green is seeking a potential MAC tournament clincher here today. They need a win and a loss from each of the Michigan directional teams, Central, Eastern, and Western. They could also have 2 wins in this series, as it's found at the back by Kurtlis. 2 wins in this 3-game series against Toledo, which is going back to the Rockets' home field after the fifth-third game here today, would also clinch a spot in the tournament for Bowling Green. Falcons also seeking a 30-win season in back-to-back years for the first time since 2001 and 2002. The next pitch from Tabor, swung on and missed at the plate by Kurtlis. He goes down on strikes. It's dropped third. The throw over to first from White. The catcher is in time. So that is the third strikeout victim of the game, with just one out here in the top of the second for Jacob Tabor.
And Tyler, we mentioned with BGSU baseball, we mentioned their inning, but for Toledo, it was pretty quick. You've got on the mound for the Orange and Brown, that is Jacob Turner, 5.79 ERA, fly out, strikeout. So a quick 1-2-3 for Toledo, and now you've got Carter Motice up to bat.
Well, he's down a bunt foul here to begin his at-bat.
And a couple things that, I mean, we've got to shove a whole pregame into in between these pitches as we fit things in. A couple interesting things with this lineup. No Gunnar Antillion.
As he grounds this over to short, that's going to be fielded by Chauvin. And Chauvin throws across the diamond to Cahill, the first baseman, for the second out of the inning.
Well, down goes Curley and Moe, and now it's up to Larry to try and keep the Falcons' hopes of scoring this inning alive, Tyler.
And usually we see them 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. Today we see them 6, 7, 8 because, as you mentioned, no Gunnar Antillion. So the batting order for Bowling Green today reads Garrett Wright leading off. TJ Tackett's up in the 2-hole. That's a new 1-2 combo for Bowling Green. Gaviganun's moved up a spot to the 3-hole, as this one's popped up foul to the right side by Laird. Zach Horkey's batting cleanup. Caden Parker 5th. Braden Kurtlis 6th. Carter Motice 7th. Alex Laird 8th. And Garrett Sloan in at the 9-hole over at third base for Bowling Green. It's White behind the plate for Toledo. Cahill at first. Gravel at second. Chauvin at short. Sundbrook at third. Outfield left to right for the Rockets is Walton, Leto, and Konzak. And it is Herbert designated hitting for Toledo.
And for Bowling Green up to bat, it's Alex Laird. He's a redshirt freshman. Laird, 300 batting average on the year. He's played in 20 games, started in 17. He's been a pretty good filler guy for Bowling Green as just a red shirt. In 60 at-bats, he's got 12 runs on 18 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer with 10 RBIs and a .417 slugging.
Currently riding a 7-game hitting streak is Alex Laird. He's recorded a hit in 10 of the past 11 games he has played. The 1-2 pitch from Tabor down in the dirt. Count goes even to 2-2. Alex Laird, this is his first time facing off against the Rockets. Did not play against Toledo last season. He only played 4 games last season before an injury ended his campaign early. The next pitch from Tabor fouled off at the plate by Laird, fighting to stay alive. Count will stay at 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Bowling Green with an early lead over Toledo, courtesy of an RBI double in the first inning by Zach Corky. Here at the Fifth Third Field game, the annual event between Toledo and Bowling Green. The next pitch from Jacob Tabor is flown out to right field, fairly deep. Going back is Konzak right before the warning track. He makes the catch, And after Jacob Turner works a 1-2-3 inning at the bottom of the first, Jacob Tabor responds with a 1-2-3 inning of his own in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second here at Fifth Third Field. Bowling Green leads Toledo 1-0 on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Return to Radio Freedom with 88.1 FM WBGU. Northwest Ohio's community radio station offers local programming from the morning show to eclectic music shows from a variety of genres and local sports coverage. So keep it locked in right here on 88.1 FM or stream us live 24/7 on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. 88.1 FM WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Broadcasting from the Michael and Sarah Killeen Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University, this is WBGU 88.1 FM, your source for local news, music, and sports. Return to Radio Freedom with Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Available locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. WBGU Bowling Green, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
To the bottom of the second we go here at Fifth Third Field between Bowling Green and Toledo. Tyler Kavlitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon and Media Sports Network getting underway just a little later than usual due to technical difficulties. But we do have a broadcast here today, so thank you all for sticking through on WBGU 88.1 FM and sticking for this broadcast. We greatly appreciate it. It'll be Charlie Chauvin, Luke Walton, and Cole Cahill, 4-5-6, due up in the order for Toledo against Jacob Turner, who worked a 1-2-3 bottom of the first for Bowling Green.
And now it's really a response for Jacob Turner where you just saw the opposing pitcher in Jacob Tabor. This is going to be confusing, Tyler. You got Jacob Turner and Jacob Tabor going back and forth. A lot of Jacobs, a lot of T names, but
Turner's first pitch to Chauvin is grounded hardly, but foul down the third baseline.
That's what Toledo's going to need to do to kind of shut down Jacob Turner. Like I was saying before, 5.79 ERA for Turner. He's started 9 games. He was a closer last year for Bowling Green. Now he's turning into that Friday starter. And he's got a lot of reps, 46 2/3 with 64 hits for 37 runs, 30 of those earned, 15 walks to 37 strikeouts.
He pops this one up to the right side, and that's going to drift just out of play into the Bowling Green side of the stands behind the dugout.
So he doesn't force a lot of errant throws. He doesn't walk many players. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to try and go down swinging there. Just try and force some good contact. He does let up a good amount of hits with 64. And once he can get on base, you got to rely on your other guys. It doesn't have to be the biggest play in the world. And Charlie Chauvin, who we've got up to bat, he's one of those guys that you can trust. 292 average, one of the better batters on the team.
Chauvin grounds it over to short. It's going to be fielded by Alex Laird, playing short today for Gunnar Antillion. And a bang-bang play over at first. His throws in time. 4 straight outs by Jacob Turner begin the game on the mound for the Falcons.
And now you bring up Luke Walton, the sophomore left fielder, 215 average. He started in every single game so far this season for the Rockets. 21 runs off 35 hits. He's got 6 homers on the year, second highest on the team in long balls.
And we'll get a little more into Jacob Turner as the game goes on, but this Toledo offense, Chaz, is one that has struggled mightily this season as the first pitch just a bit down and outside by Turner. That fastball coming in mid-90s for Turner, 94 miles per hour on that one. But the Rockets this season are dead last in the Mid-American Conference with a 233 batting average, a 360 slugging percentage, a 334 on-base percentage, and just 200 runs scored this season. It has been a struggle at the plate for the Midnight Blue and Gold.
Yeah, and even despite that, at 10-11 conference record, they're 3 games behind Bowling Green.
Well, that is their pitching staff right now currently ranks with the best ERA in the conference. They have been a dominant pitching staff, and we've talked about Ball State a lot this year. They, by the numbers, you can make the argument, have a better pitching staff this season than even Ball State, as the count's now 2-1 on Luke Walton. That one misses outside at 94 miles per hour by Jacob Turner. And the count goes to 3-1 on Luke Walton with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Bowling Green leading Toledo 1-0. The pitch by Turner swung on and driven out to left field. Settling under it is Carter Motice. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And Jacob Turner continues the roll on the mound for Bowling Green.
I love that adjustment there by left fielder Carter Motice. Is just a freshman. You could tell once that ball was hit, you saw it go up at a weird angle, started backing up on it. Second he saw it start dying down, he adjusted and moved in. Easy snag for him and kind of more of a veteran move from a true freshman, Tyler.
Definitely is. He's impressed us in the field, out there in left field this season. First pitch from Turner, 96 miles per hour on the outside corner in there for a strike. Cole Cahill batting .259 this season. Went 2 for 4 on Wednesday against Oakland. 3 for 6 over his past 2 games. He's hit in 3 straight. Grounds this one up the middle. Alex Laird moves over to his left, fields it, and throws over to first. 6 straight outs by Jacob Turner on the mound to begin things for Bowling Green. Falcons lead 1-0 as we head to the top of the third. We'll have the introduction of our trivia question when we come back right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Be a part of the return to Radio Freedom on WBGU FM. Our non-commercial programming efforts rely on the support of our local community. WBGU offers sponsorship opportunities in the form of underwriting. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. WBGU 88.1 FM is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. As a non-commercial radio station, our programming efforts are supported by underwriting sponsorships from local businesses. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
Due up for Bowling Green here in the top of the third is going to be Garrett Sloan, the 9-hole hitter. Then back to the top of the order with Garrett Wright and TJ Tackett. But before we get there, do have the introduction of our trivia question, Chaz. So I'll introduce this to you and Caden Knapp, our writer for this game. That'll recap will be out on bgfalconmedia.com, and Reese Patricus back in the studio. All three of you guys will have a chance at this. I'll introduce the question here. You'll have until the top of the fifth, as always, to give me a final answer. But your question today is, who was the first MLB mascot? Was it A, the Philly Fanatic, B, Mr. Met, C, Mr. Red, or D, the Oriole Bird?
I'm going Mr. Met right now, just
Mr.
because
Met right now?
he's so iconic. And
I mean, a lot of those are. Philly Fanatic might be even more iconic than Mr. Met. You can make the argument, I think, right?
Yeah, see, you're saying that because you know the answer.
Do I? As this one's grounded over to the right side by Sloan. Fielded by the second baseman, Gravel. He throws to Cahill for the first out of the inning. And just like that, it's 5 in a row retired by Jacob Tabor after he allowed that run in the top of the first.
And up comes Garrett Wright, who ground out one of these outs recorded by Tabor. He's got to get something going. He's now in the leadoff spot. You don't have Antillion. Tackett has now moved to the 2-hole. What you got to do if you're Garrett Wright, you got to set your guys up for success. And one of the best on-base players in the MAC at a .544 on-base percentage.
Fouls this one off to the right side. Coming into today's game, just 3 batting average points behind Kelly Hunt's single-season program record for batting average for the Falcons. Caden Knapp, do you have an initial guess on the mascot? He's going with Mr. Met or the Oriole Bird, as this one misses for a ball by Tabor to right. Reese Patricus back in the studio. You have any initial thoughts?
So just right now, off just the 4 you listed, my initial gesture is to go with I believe you said the Reds mascot was in there.
Mr. Red.
Yeah, Mr. Red. He's definitely towards the top of my list just because of how old and historic that Reds franchise is. But I'm going to need to do a little more deliberation before I make my final guess.
2-1 the count on Garrett Wright. The next pitch from Tabor, chopped up the middle, and it's going to get through the infield to the outfield. Garrett Wright with his first hit of the day, and Bowling Green has a base runner here on the top of the third.
That was just a great shot by Garrett Wright. Got it in between Chauvin, Tabor, and Gravel, and there, nobody. And then going in for it was Lido. And now Bowling Green have a little bit of an opportunity here as you have TJ Tackett.
And for Garrett right now, an 8-game hitting streak for the sophomore. He's continued to stay red hot all season long for Bowling Green. The first pitch to Tackett, thought about going, held up. It's an off-speed at 80 miles per hour in there for a strike by Tabor.
And Tyler, now while we have just a moment, I do want to say I think I've figured out how your trivia works. You always throw in a couple ploys there. I think Mr. Red is a bit of a ploy, as the Cincinnati Reds are one of the older franchises in the MLB. I don't think it's him.
Interesting. Well, I do try to mix it up a little bit. I try to make it somewhat guessable, unlike what you tried to paint it as.
But you also just did a Reds question, the oldest stadium.
The 0-2 pitch is a check swing at the plate, and they're going to say that TJ Tackett went around on the appeal. So Tackett's down on strikes for the first time today. 4th strikeout of the game for Jacob Tabor.
Jacob Tabor just heating up right now. That will end up adding to his strikeout total. Before the game started, he was at 29, and it's just good to see this development. We saw both of these players as closers last season in this game, and now they're starting out on top.
Tabor had an incredible season. We'll get a little bit to that as his outing continues. First pitch from him to Gavagan misses inside for a ball at 90. Tabor last season, NCBWA Freshman All-American and a second-team All-MAC honoree. Pitched in 26 games in relief, went 4-0 with 6 saves, which was tied for the MAC lead. A .335 earned run average, 39 strikeouts, and 37 2/3 innings pitched. Nice stop by White behind the plate. Stops the ball down low, counts 2-0 on Gavagan. This season, Tabor comes in the game just 1-3 with 1 save on the year and a .419 earned run average. His 11th appearance and 7th start of the year. Strikeouts still there, but not as prevalent. 30 strikeouts coming into the game and 38 2/3 innings pitched in 10 appearances. Pickoff attempt over to first. Back in safely is Garrett Wright.
And speaking of strikeouts, Tyler, Gavagan, he was a strikeout victim to Tabor earlier in this game. In his first at-bat, he struck out swinging, something Gannon does do rather frequently, but recently he has cut down on the strikeouts.
3rd in the MAC in strikeouts coming into today's game as he looks at a ball outside. Counts 3-0 on Gavagan. And Jacob Tabor actually pitched in the Fifth Third Field game last year and in 2 total games against Bowling Green. In those 2 games, went 2 scoreless innings, gave up just 1 hit and walked 1 batter, struck out 3. Tabor comes set now, delivers inside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Gavagan with 2 outs. Runners on first and second for Bowling Green. Zach Corky, who had the RBI double back in the first, comes to the plate for the second time today.
And now obviously there's still a lot more time here for Tabor, but that's really the first mistake we've seen of him all day. Some of the balls he has placed a little too easily over home plate, but just on that one, he could not get his bearings. He was trying the outside corners, couldn't get that to stick, tried a couple more inside, and just didn't try to adjust very well, Tyler.
Tabor, the left-hander, working from the stretch, delivers first pitch to Horkey. It's foul to the back. Zach Horkey, just his 2nd career game against Toledo as a junior. His first career game against the Rockets came last year. He went 0 for 1. He is now, after that hit in the first inning, riding a 7-game hitting streak, batting nearly .400 during that span.
Horkey's one of those players that
It's foul to the back again by Horkey. Counts 0-2.
That BGSU head coach Kyle Halleck almost hates not having to put him in the lineup with how talented this roster is. But with Horkey, he's seen a lot more time recently with some of the injuries going on with this team, and he settles over at right field, and it's a perfect spot for him. He's done such a great job adjusting there, and his batting has been great for BG.
Tabor delivers on the 0-2. This one driven out left center field. That's going to settle in front of Lido. Rounding third and coming home to score is Garrett Wright. And going in safely to third is Gavagan. And it's another double for Zach Horkey and another run batted in. Zach Horkey 2, Toledo nothing here in the top of the 3rd.
Absolutely amazing work there by Zach Horkey. Just getting a nice little pop-up shot in between Lido and Walton. And now Bowling Green's in business here, Tyler. They've set up a 2-0 run lead on the Rockets, and they've got 2 outs. This is a similar situation to what we saw in that first inning.
What a game so far by Zach Corky. 2 doubles, 2 runs batted in. As the first pitch to Caden Parker is fouled off to the right side. He ended the first inning on a swinging strikeout.
And
Parker this season coming into today's game with a .245 batting average. 2 for 7 over his past 2 games. His first appearance since April 27th against Eastern Michigan. Only played 2 out of 3 games against the Eagles, and we didn't see him in either of the non-conference games. He's a guy that's been kind of a little in and out of the lineup over the past month-ish. Was a mainstay last season and for the first half of this year. The 0-2 pitch to him. Check swing. He went around. It's in the dirt. The throw down from White over to first. Caden Parker strikes out for the second time to end an inning for the second time today. But Zach Corky, another RBI double. Bowling Green leads 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third here at Fifth Third Field on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Underwriting sponsorships on Northwest Ohio's community radio station are now available. Get your business's information out to the local community and show your support for 88.1 FM WBGU. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorships at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station. For over 70 years, WBGU 88.1 FM has provided local news, sports, and entertainment to Northwest Ohio. As a non-commercial radio station, WBGU relies on the generous contributions of local businesses in the form of underwriting. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here at Fifth Third Field, home of the Toledo Mudhens, the AAA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Bowling Green leading 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. Zach Corky, two RBI doubles, I should say. So 2 doubles and 2 runs batted in for him here today. He's been really Bowling Green's entire offense at the plate in terms of power. He's been tremendous so far early on, and so has Jacob Turner, the starter for the Falcons. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings in the first and the second frames. Toledo has yet to put a dent in them, as it'll be Braden White, Luke Lido, and Cam Gravel. 7, 8, 9, 2 up for the Rockets. Try and see if they can do anything against Jacob Turner.
And Tyler, now Bowling Green have the opportunity to go 3 full innings without seeing a repeat batter, which, correct me if I'm wrong, we'll have to do a little deep dive here. I believe that will be the first time all season. I don't think the Falcons aren't usually equipped to go quick 1, 2, 3, especially 3 in a row.
I think you may be correct on that one. First time we've seen it in person, at least. I can pretty much say that. As he starts, Braden White 1-1. Jacob Turner's fastball has the zip here today, topping out at about 96 miles per hour so far. His next pitch misses to the outside for a ball, and it's no surprise with Turner. You look at his background, Jacob Turner, a powerlifting state medalist and 2-time cross-country finalist back in high school. He was the number 9 right-handed pitcher out of Michigan by PBR. Fouled off to the left side by Braden White.
And that one lost a little bit of speed at 95. That one would only singe your hair a little bit. But still, good job by Braden White trying to get a piece of it. That's kind of the key here with pitchers, is you got to get a feel of them. And if he's still trying this fastball.
Count at 2-2, check swing, and he went around. Second strikeout of the game for Jacob Turner. He set down 7 straight Rockets to begin his outing.
I mean, they say time flies when you're having fun, but for Bowling Green, these past 3 innings must feel like a blip in time. It's just been up, down for Toledo. And next up is going to be Luke Lido. He is the 8-hole hitter. He's a center fielder, 215 average. He's got 17 runs off 28 hits. He's got 3 long balls, a triple, and 5 doubles.
First pitch to him, catches the outside corner for a strike. Jacob Turner looking as comfortable as we have seen him all season long out there on the mound, the closer turned starter for the Falcons. His next pitch, off speed, didn't miss by much. Count stands at 1-1 on Luke Lido.
I think that ball might have missed just a bit high there, Tyler. But great control we're seeing out of Turner so far today.
His next pitch induces a swing and a miss from Lido at the plate. Count moves to 1-2 with one out here in the bottom of the third. Bowling Green leading Toledo 2-0 early on.
And that ball dropped in front of Lido there, kind of fooled him as it hit the dirt.
And it's a foul tip at the plate. Lido stays alive. Jacob Turner came into today's game with a 3-2 record on a .579 earned run average. .337 mark over his past 4 outings. His next pitch, just off the outside, count moves to 2-2. This is Turner's 13th appearance and 10th start of the year. Like you said earlier on, he's not a bit high walk guy. 37 strikeouts to 15 walks as it's fouled off at the plate by Lido.
You got to admire what Lido's doing here, too. He's battling at the plate. He started with an inadvantageous count, and it has not moved in the past 3 pitches, fouling off multiple now to stay alive and use up a little bit of that hot arm of Jacob Turner.
Turner's next pitch at 2-2, swing and a miss at the plate by Luke Lido. Back-to-back strikeouts for Turner, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Brings up Cam Gravel to try to keep the inning alive for the Rockets.
And Gravel, he's just a freshman. He has nowhere near the amount of starts as everybody else on the squad. Just 19 games with 19 starts. He has started every appearance, kind of similar to the Carter Motice role, I want to say, as the 9-hole hitter.
First pitch swinging and missing is Gravel.
He's got 12 hits for 5 runs. He's got a double, a triple, and a home run, so pretty impressive stats for the limited workload.
From the windup, Turner's next pitch catches the outside corner at 94. Count moves to 1-1. 67 degrees currently here in Toledo. We'll continue to go down from here. Probably finish around low 60s by the time we're done. Just 6-mile-per-hour winds blowing in. Fouled off to the left side by Gravel. There was some rain earlier in the day. There's no rain in the forecast, which is good for baseball. Will be some rain over the next 4 days projected here in Toledo. Not the best of weather coming, but shouldn't be a problem here tonight. Turner's 0-2 delivery. Swung on and popped up to the left side. Settling under is Carter Motice. The freshman makes the catch. 9 up, 9 set down by Jacob Turner to begin things on the mound for Bowling Green. We go to the top of the 4th. Falcons leading the Rockets 2-0 here at Fifth Third Field. We'll have some on this day in baseball history when we come back on WBGU 88.1 FM. Some technical difficulties back in the studio. Kind of goes along with what we've been having today, both here and back in the studio.
Yeah, Tyler, nothing really seeming to go right today unless you are wearing the all-oranges for Bowling Green, who are up 2-0 on the Toledo Rockets here to start the 4th inning. And we didn't do a uniform breakdown. I'm kind of ashamed of ourselves as Bowling Green, they've got the all-orange with the orange tops, and then Toledo, correct me if I'm wrong, those are creams, are they not?
I believe they are, yeah. And Bowling Greens, we've been told, are those all oranges for sweep scenarios
and big
or
games.
Big games. And this, of course, a big game. But we'll jump right into this on this day in baseball history while we have the time here on the top of the 4th. So on this day, back in 1876, Ross Barnes of the Chicago White Stockings hits the first home run in National League history off of Cincinnati Reds' Cherokee Fisher. According to the Chicago Tribune, Barnes, coming to bat with 2 men out, made the finest hit of the game straight down the left field to the carriages for a clean home run. And then, back in 1920, the first game in the history of the Negro National League is played. The Indianapolis ABCs host the Chicago American Giants, managed by Rube Foster. The ABCs, featuring Oscar Charleston, win the game 4-2. And back in 1939, Lou Gehrig of the New York Yankees does not play against the Detroit Tigers at Briggs Stadium, ending his 2,130 streak game of consecutive games played. And Alan Gehrig removes himself from the lineup, telling Joe McCarthy that he cannot play because of continuing weakness. Doctors will later diagnose Gehrig with ALS, a fatal disease that affects the muscles. Lou Gehrig will never play an MLB game again.
I know you ended on a serious tone, but can we go back to the Indianapolis ABCs? What a mascot or brand name, whatever you want to call it. That's just, wow.
Curlis down an 0-2 count, but that is one of the more inventive names that I've heard, the ABCs.
Could you imagine if we were the Bowling Green ABCs?
That'd be interesting. This one down in the dirt by Tabor. Count moves to 1-2. I wonder what the thought process behind that was. Because that definitely differentiates yourself, you know, the ABCs, the alphabet.
I mean, the alphabet is also a very cool name. But the because it implies that you're just
letters.
Yeah, pretty much.
Another ball to the outside. It's a 2-2 count on Braden Curlis. The next pitch from Tabor just misses off the outside corner with the off-speed. Count goes full on Curlis. Curlis, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Tabor's got 5 Ks so far today. The left-hander comes set, delivers. Fouled off to the right side by Curlis.
And there's some battling there for Bowling Green staying alive. Braden Curlis, he was struck out in his last appearance, trying to keep that to just 1K today, Tyler.
Start of the 3 Stooges in the order for Bowling Green. The 3 freshmen, Curlis, Motice, and Laird. The next pitch is fouled to the back once again by Curlis. Braden Curlis gets the nickname Curly, Carter Motice, Mo, and Alex Laird, Larry. Curlis, we've seen most out of the 3. Out of those 3 freshmen, and he's been solid for Bowling Green this year. And he's rung up on the inside, 91 miles per hour. He thought it was ball 4. Instead, it's the 6th strikeout of the game for Jacob Tabor in the first out of the top of the 4th.
And Tyler, right there, you look at what happened to Braden Curlis. He really just got fooled by that fastball. He's got the 3-2 count. You might want to keep the bat a little heavier on your shoulders instead of going all out. Eyed that one in, and now he's down. And you're 100% right. Of these three freshman Falcons, he's seen the most work, and he has definitely been the most impressive of this stretch. But all 3 of them are essentially a 3-headed monster.
Brings up Carter Motice, who I think has been the most eye-opening out of the 3 with the way that he debuted. 2 doubles in his debut, a couple of runs batted in. Looks at 2 balls to begin his at-bat. Tabor sitting low 90s with that fastball. 91 off of the plate outside there. Tabor's next delivery. Driven up the middle on the ground. It's going to be fielded by the shortstop on the hop. Shulvin throws across the diamond for the out, the second out of the inning. And Jacob Tabor looking to work his second 1-2-3 inning of the game.
What's really interesting, Tyler, you go through, because the Falcons have nearly doubled up the Rockets in the batting order, already at 2 at-bats for most of their players. Curlis, back-to-back strikeouts. Parker, back-to-back strikeouts. Horky, back-to-back doubles with a single RBI each. And now Motice, back-to-back groundouts.
Yeah, and as Tabor throws in a strike to begin Alex Laird, Tabor has a chance to replicate exactly his 1-2-3 inning in the second. Braden Curlis began the second with a strikeout swinging. Struck out swinging to begin the 4th. Carter Motice grounded out to short in the second. He just grounded out to short here. Alex Laird flew out to right field in the second. We'll see if history repeats itself or if he's able to get a runner on for Bowling Green with 2 outs.
This day in baseball history, but it's today and it's here, is what I'm hearing.
Could be. Swing and a miss by Laird. Count moves to 1-1. Laird fooled on that 86-mile-per-hour pitch. Alex Laird started the season a little slow. Got back in the lineup when Sam Seidel went out with his injury. And he's batting .300 this season for Bowling Green. Another swing and a miss by Laird. And it's foul tipped into the glove of white, and that's the 7th strikeout of the game by Jacob Tabor. He works his second 1-2-3 inning of the day, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Bowling Green leading Toledo 2-0 here at Fifth Third Field in Toledo, Ohio on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Falcon Media is an organization encompassing student media organizations at Bowling Green State University. BG24 is the video component of Falcon Media that creates a weekly live newscast every Tuesday. All videos and live streams can be found on the BG Falcon Media YouTube and website, or BG24's Twitter. BG Falcon Media, empowering students with creative freedom by exploring technologies and focusing on audience engagement and service to our communities. Wake up every weekday with WBGU and The Morning Show. The Morning Show is a community resource for weekly events, news, sports, weather, interviews with community officials and organizations, birthday and anniversary announcements, and more. The Morning Show broadcasts live, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Listen live every weekday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com.
To the bottom of the 4th we go. It'll be top of the order for Toledo. Caleb Herbert, Caden Konzak, and Troy Sudbrook. Jacob Turner has faced 9 batters. He's set 9 batters down in order to begin the game on the mound for Bowling Green. The Falcons hold a 2-0 lead as we head to this bottom of the 4th inning at Fifth Third Field, home of the Toledo Mudhens here in Toledo, Ohio. Start of a 3-game series between these rivals. 2 runs coming on the day for Bowling Green in the form of 2 RBI doubles by Zach Corky.
Now we've got Jacob Turner returning to the mound. On his time in the mound, he's gone 1-2-3. Okay, you ready? 1-2-3. And then one more time, 1-2-3. He has not allowed a single base hit or a walk so far today.
Fouled off at the plate by Herbert. Little check swing that found the bat. Bowling Green has controlled this series. All-time. This is the 240th all-time meeting between Bowling Green and Toledo. The Falcons lead it 139-100. These two teams began playing this annual Fifth Third Field game in 2021, but also played a couple games there back in 2002, which Bowling Green won. The Falcons overall have a 5-2 advantage when playing at Fifth Third Field, and this one lined over to Curlis at second. I don't think Curlis moved his feet once. Doesn't have to get out of position. And it's the 10th batter in a row set down by Jacob Turner as there's 1 out here in the 4th.
And for those who do not have the ability to see through a radio station, let me explain a little bit what happened there. Ball's hit off of Herbert. Turner, you could tell, had a little bit of panic in what was going on as it goes over his head a bit too high. And Curlis, it almost looked like he used the force to just drag that into his glove. You're right, he did not move.
First pitch down and outside for a ball to Caden Konzak.
Konzak flew out in his last at-bat. He's really that big-name guy for the Rockets, 268 batting average. He started in 44 games this season, 44 hits, 28 runs. He's got 8 homers, 9 doubles, but he's still looking for that first triple.
Fouled off at the plate. Count goes to 1-2. So I got some clarification on a MAC tournament clinching scenario from our sports information director for BGSU Baseball, Kyle Edmond. There was a scenario where Bowling Green could clinch today with a win and Western Michigan, Central Michigan, and Eastern Michigan losses. That's not actually possible, as the pitch from Turner is fouled off at the plate again, because Western Michigan and Central Michigan played each other today. So it is impossible for both of them to lose. So there is no clinching scenario for Bowling Green here today. It still is very possible this weekend, though. The scenarios are Bowling Green wins 2 games against the Rockets, or they just win 1, and all 3 of those teams do lose a game. Fouled off to the left side once again by Konzak, fighting to stay alive. He flew out to left field his first time up, looking to be the first base runner of the game for the Rockets. With a win today, Bowling Green would clinch 30-win seasons in back-to-back years since 2001 and 2002, as it's a swing and a miss at the plate by Konzak. 4th strikeout of the game for Jacob Turner, and he just continues to mow down this Toledo lineup.
Yeah, that was just a great play there by Jacob Turner. Put that one right over the plate, kind of tested Konzak, and he just bit it. And he bit maybe a bit too hard, as that is another strikeout for Jacob Turner. And Tyler, don't want to throw a wrench into your clinching plans. You said all 3 teams need to lose tomorrow. Central plays Western in a series, so that's just not going to happen. One of those teams are going to have to battle it out.
I just clarified that.
No, you said they played you. Listen, I'm not semantics guy. I'm just clarify guy. Doesn't feel good when it's you, is it?
Reese Patricus, am I going crazy, or did I just go over that scenario?
Ooh,
He may be
nobody to
offline.
support
He
you.
may be offline.
No one to
1-1
support
count
you
at the
there.
plate on Troy Sudbrook.
So you're wrong and have no backup. That's how it is.
Great attention back there in the studio. 2-1 count on Sudbrook now. Sudbrook, a guy who did not play last season due to injury. He was the opening day starter at third base in 2023 and has controlled that role for basically the entire season this year. Flies this one down left field. That's going to get down. First hit of the game for Toledo. Breaks up the no-hitter here in the 4th inning, and it's going to be a 2-out stand-up double for Troy Sudbrook. For the Rockets, they get their first base runner and finally get a blemish on the line of Jacob Turner.
And that was desperately needed for Toledo. They just could not get anything going. And at least for the Falcons, they did manage to ding up a little bit the Rockets. Tyler's still mad about the comment, even though he is the king of correcting people. So, yeah, I think Sudbrook right there with the single, it was just the double, that's a very nice play by him. You mentioned it, Tyler. You break up what happens with Turner. You can rock him a little bit. That's what happens with pitchers. You got to get in their head. Now you got Jacob, or now you got Chauvin
Before
up.
that, we're going to have the umpires meeting here very briefly. Stephen Linton behind the plate, Aaron Woodbury over at first, and Michael Schultz over at third. They're going to break up just as quick as they came into Matt. And we're not going to have anything come out of it. But for Toledo, this is a great position for them right now. Runner on second in scoring position. And he got the best hitter on the team this season in Charlie Chauvin coming up to the plate. Chauvin leads the Rockets in on-base percentage and OPS, second in batting average and slugging. He's actually first in batting average if you go by qualified batters. Grounded out to short his first time up, riding a 3-game hitting streak. He was a Bowling Green killer last year. In 3 games against the Falcons last season, went 6 for 11 with 2 runs batted in. Looking to continue that dominance over Bowling Green. The next pitch to him, lines it into left field. They're going to send Sudbrook around. Here comes in the throw from Mota. He's going to be cut off. And Toledo gets on the board here in the 4th. It's a 2-1 game, Bowling Green leading after the RBI single by Charlie Chauvin.
That one just cracked to the left over the head of Laird. Unable to get to that one in time. And that, yet again, we're seeing them just poke things through. It's not big base-moving baseball, but what's really just happening here is a little chip away here, little chip away there. And now the Rockets draw within 1. It was only a 2-0 lead for the Falcons, and there's still 1 out to give with a runner on.
Luke Walton flew out to left field his first time up. First pitch to him, outside at 94 by Turner. Turner came into this inning not having allowed a base runner through 3 frames. And just like that, Toledo's put up a run on the board and still threatening here in the 4th. Pickoff attempt back in safely is Chauvin. Turner looking to end it, get the Bowling Green bats back up. It's been a quick game so far. As it misses down and outside with the off-speed, count moves to 2-0. Luke Walton, Perkins High School graduate. He's the high school's all-time leader in career doubles and lowest ERA. Great two-way star back in high school. Off-speed catches the zone for a strike. Sandusky, Ohio native, batting .215 this season. Last year, he had a .303 batting average in 51 games and 49 starts. He's recorded a hit in 7 of the past 9 contests. Another pitch catches the zone. Count moves even to 2-2.
And I got to also mention, Tyler, I wanted to get to this before this at-bat goes up, but a very sizable lead on first base by Chauvin, taking his time, but he's going out there a couple steps.
The next pitch is outside at 87 miles per hour by Turner. Count goes full. And with 2 outs in the inning, Bowling Green leads 2-1. Runner on first, and Charlie Chauvin will be off on the pitch. Ganun going to back off, not even hold him on, knowing he's going to run. The pitch down low for ball 4. Runners on first and second with 2 outs for Toledo. And Cole Cahill coming up to bat.
And 3 straight blemishes there by Jacob Turner. We're getting some momentum building here from the Rockets. You got a double, a single, and a walk now by the Midnight Blue and Gold. And right here, you bring up Cahill. And Cahill, he grounded out in his first appearance, but a .259 average. He has appeared in a lot of games for the Rockets. 44 games played, 42 starts, and he's got 22 RBIs, so he is second on the team and knocking them in. And if you can just get him to get some good, solid contact here, there might be a Rocket lead at the bottom of the 4th.
Cahill's been hot as of late as well, hitting 3 straight in 9 of his past 10. He's 3 for 6 with 4 runs scored and 2 runs batted in over the past 2 contests. Turner takes a look back at second, now delivers 94 miles per hour up high for ball 1. Standing on first is Luke Walden. Charlie Chauvin over at second. Chauvin had an RBI single a couple at-bats ago to make it a 2-1 game.
Now we're seeing some control issues coming out from Turner here.
As his next pitch also misses up high, this one in off speed. Count goes to 2-0 on Cole Cahill. Turner takes a deep breath, comes set. Another deep breath, now delivers. Misses outside with the fastball at 95, 3-0.
And it's not the speed that's dropping off here. He's still getting good velocity on these balls, but it's more so he just can't get it into that zone. And he's got to adjust just a little bit. Might see one go inside here.
And he's going to catch that outside corner. That one not too different from the last pitch, but gets called a strike by home plate umpire Stephen Linton.
And Tyler,
count moves to 3-1.
I think it really boils down to that was just a hair more to the right. I think he was just missing the zone by that close.
Swing and a miss by Cahill at the plate. Evens up the count at 3-2 with 2 outs in the inning. Both runners on first and second will be moving on the pitch from Turner. Jacob Turner comes set. Deep breath now delivers. Runner off, and it's just fouled off to the left side. Cahill just threw the head of the bat at the ball and made contact to keep the at-bat alive.
And that was just a smart play there by Cahill. You don't know how that's going to be called. It didn't look like that was right inside the zone, but just to get some contact on it, you're right. That's exactly what he did. He grabbed the butt of the bat and more so the middle and just shoved it up there, got it to ricochet.
Turner going to throw over to second. We'll have to wait for another full count pitch. Still 3-2 at the plate, 2 outs in the inning. Runners on first and second for Toledo. Bowling Green leads 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th at Fifth Third Field. Turner's pitch is fouled off at the plate by Cahill, doing a tremendous job at staying alive in this at-bat.
So now, runners still on second and first for the Rockets. You still got a big moment here, but this is the payoff pitch for Jacob Turner that could make or break the start.
The pitch from Turner, chopped up the middle. It's going to be fielded by the second baseman, Curlis, and he's not going to have a throw. That one too slow by the time he got to it, did not have a play, and it's going to be bases loaded for Toledo. Braden White coming to the plate with 2 outs. A major moment in this game upcoming.
And they're making this a long inning, Tyler. Back to back to back to back on base appearances. You've got Sudbrook with the double, Chauvin with the single, Walden with the walk, and now Cahill with the single. And bases loaded. You've got White coming up, and Braden White, 226, one of the only seniors really starting on this team out of 4. And he is not really a long ball guy, doesn't get on base that much, 283. But if he can just get a knock in here, this could change the game.
As Bowling Green head coach Kyle Halleck coming out and talking to home plate umpire Stephen Linton. Halleck still now gets across the foul line. Still going back and talking to Linton.
Body going over to the bullpen now to warm up.
Jacob Turner was rolling coming into this inning, and he's been batted around a little bit here by the Rockets. As it's going to be a full infield meeting. Nobody, and there we go. There's Jackson Brown heading out to the bullpen. The bullpen catcher, the freshman for the Falcons. No pitcher out there as of yet.
Home plate umpire Stephen Linton coming in to break things up on the mound for Bowling Green.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was a Nate Kress, Titus Lotz kind of reliever coming in. Ty Roeder pitched recently. He would be a guy you usually look to in this scenario. You get a starting pitcher looking to get out mid-game, but we'll see. It's still no arm up there in the bullpen just as of yet, as one now is going to stroll out there.
Actually, Tyler, there is an arm up there in the bullpen, but
That
two
is
more have been added in.
Ty Roeder heading out there for Bowling Green. As the pitch by Turner, swing and a miss to begin the at-bat for Braden White.
That marks 3 bodies now warming up in there for Bowling Green. One might have gone back to the bullpen, but I know for a fact there are 2. I think you're just at the wrong angle to see the other one.
Yeah, it's all Ty Roeder, as it's another swing and a miss at the plate by Braden White. Still nobody throwing just as yet, and now they're coming back towards the bullpen, or towards the dugout.
Sitting.
And they're all going to sit down and watch as Turner's next pitch, check swing at the plate, appeal down. They're going to say Braden White went around. So bases loaded, 2 outs. Jacob Turner gets the strikeout to get out of the jam. And we head to the top of the 5th. Bowling Green leading Toledo 2-1 here at Fifth Third Field on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program and DJ information, and so much more. Return to radio freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
BG Baseball plays their final game of the regular season against Northern Illinois on Saturday, May 17th at Stellar Field. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Chad McNeil beginning at 12:45 for pregame and 1 p.m. for first pitch on Falcon Radio.
Back here at Fifth Third Field in Toledo, Ohio, it'll be Garrett Sloan due up to lead things off in the top of the 5th, and then back top of the order with Garrett Wright and TJ Tackett for the Falcons. They lead 2-1 after the Rockets had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the last half inning before Jacob Turner got a check swing strikeout to get out of the jam and keep the Falcons up as we head in the middle innings of this game. And since it is the top of the 5th, do have the reveal of the trivia question. So I posed it back at the top of the 3rd, which was, who was the first mascot in Major League Baseball history? Was it A, the Philly Fanatic, B, Mr. Met, C, Mr. Red, or D, the Oriole Bird?
It's Mr. Matt. Final answer.
Chaz going Mr. Met, Kata going Mr. Red. First pitch of the at-bat by Tabor, missed it inside for a ball. Reese Patricus, do you have a final answer?
Mr. Red, lock it in.
Mr. Red, is this 2 in a row for you? It is Mr. Matt.
Knew it. That's 3 on the year.
As it's going to be grounded into the outfield past a diving first baseman and Cahill. And it's a leadoff single for Garrett Sloan. And it marks just the first time today that Bowling Green has had their leadoff runner reach base.
And with Garrett Sloan, we haven't seen a whole lot of him this year. It was a little bit of a question mark. He has a 206 average going into this game, but he's got 14 hits for 8 runs on the season. And that one, he struggles with getting distance. He's only got a double, no triples or homers, and a 221 slugging. So a single there, but it is a good on base to bring up Garrett Wright.
As the next pitch is to Wright, and it's grounded to third and bobbled by the third baseman Sudbrook. And Wright's going to reach. Just a defensive miscue by Sudbrook over at third allows Bowling Green to get runners on first and second.
And you're right, that will be an error on Sudbrook, his first of the day. First error of the game, I believe, for either side.
It is indeed. And, before we get to this TJ Tackett's at bat, a little more on Mr. Matt, your correct guess. He made his debut. Do you want to guess for extra points? What year?
No, I'm good.
1964. He appeared both in cartoon form and later as a costume mascot, ushering in the opening of Shea Stadium. And he is, of course, considered the first live-action mascot in Major League Baseball history. Bunt shown by Tackett's, then pulled back. It's in there for a strike. Tackett's 1 for 2 on the day. A single, a strikeout, and a stolen base on his ledger.
Tackett's, this a little bit of a homecoming. He's from Perrysburg.
Showing bunt again, lays it down. It's going to be fielded by Tabor, and his throw is going to go over the head of Kale at first. Coming around to score is Sloan, as going down at first is Tackett's, and he's down in pain.
And it looks like he's grabbing at his leg there, Tyler. We might have to take a second as he looks like he is in a load of pain.
That is not what you want to see as TJ Tackett's down writhing in pain past first base, and we will step away for a second. Bowling Green leading 3-1, runners on the corners with nobody out. You're listening to BGSU Baseball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
On November 15th, 2024, BGSU Hockey defeated St. Thomas in a shootout, courtesy of a game winner by defenseman Jack Blake. Falcon Media Sports Networks. TJ Tackett's up and walking under his own power back to the Bowling Green dugout, which is a good sign. He was down writhing in pain for a couple of minutes after, I don't know, did we see him trip over that bag? I'm not exactly sure how he went down, but he went down after reaching first base, writhing in pain, immediately grabbing his knee and turning over. Head coach Kyle Halleck came running out of the bullpen to get down to him as soon as he could, along with the trainer. And basically the entire Bowling Green dugout coming out to look before being told to stay back as they watch Tackett's down in pain. You have to assume he's going to be out of this game, and you have to hope nothing further because this Bowling Green team is getting ravaged by injuries right now. You have DJ Newman's currently in a leg brace, Sam Seidel in a sling. Brady Birchmeyer was listed by Halleck after the Findlay game as day-to-day, week-to-weekish, as a guy that could be available as early as today, but it kind of made it sound like they're more aiming towards the MAC tournament if you read into Halleck's answer a little more of being available when the team needs him most. We'll have to wait and see when he comes back. You're down a couple pitchers, most notably Perry Miller has not been going. And we are going to have a pinch runner for Bowling Green. And you just have to hope that TJ Tackett's, that's not something long-term.
Yeah, that's just, it's such a tough break for the kid. Just a sophomore.
And so I think they're going to say that throw must have gone into the dugout or something because the pinch runner is going to advance to second for Bowling Green.
And that's Caden Bates, pinch running for TJ Tackett. And Bates,
interesting to see if he'd stay in the game. We haven't seen Caden Bates much this season.
An infielder, he's a freshman. I mean, the thing about Tackett is Tackett center field. I wonder if they will keep him in. We know that when it comes to outfielders, it is a little bit thin for Bowling Green, but it will be definitely interesting to see, Tyler, where Bates is put.
I think, honestly, you could probably see a defensive substitution. You could possibly bring in a different hitter for Bates and move Caden Parker from designated hitter to an outfield position. Might have some switch up there. So it's officially going to be a throwing error by Tabor on the mound that will allow TJ Tackett to reach on the sacrifice bunt. Garrett Wright goes all the way around to third as Garrett Sloan comes home to score. And it's a 2-0 count on Gavin Gannon at the plate. And boy, that is just unfortunate for TJ Tackett. That was a beauty of a bunt. Forced an error by Tabor. And now he's been forced out of this game with an injury. Fouls it off to the right side, out of the ballpark actually, by Gannon. Count moves to 2-1. Gannon with a ton of pop in his bat. Been described by Halleck as the strongest guy on the team.
That was a big swing there by Gavin Gannon, too. I mean, he's got 2 runners in scoring position.
As he looks at another pitch outside, count moves to 3-1.
There is also now officially an arm warming up in Toledo's bullpen. Nobody actually getting throws off for the Falcons.
I believe that's Ty Roeder and still someone else up there standing, but nobody throwing just as of yet. Check swing by Gannon, did not go around. It's going to be a walk with still nobody out. And the bases will be loaded for Bowling Green with Zach Corky, who has been just clicking at the plate so far today, coming up to bat. He's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, 2 runs batted in, and he will not face Jacob Tabor as his day will be done. We're going to have a new Toledo pitcher coming into the game when we come back. Bases loaded for the Falcons, nobody up. Zach Corky up to bat when we come back on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey BG Falcon fans, you're here with Paige Kohler on the women's basketball team. These are my Falcon 4 favorite things about basketball. First off, I love competing. I love being able to win, and I love the winning feeling. Second, I love that it's a team sport. I love being out there with 4 other people on the court. Third, all the traveling that we get to do. I've been to so many new places because of basketball. And lastly, I love making new friends and just playing the sport I love with my best friends.
Return to Radio Freedom with 88.1 FM WBGU. Northwest Ohio's community radio station offers local programming from the morning show to eclectic music shows from a variety of genres and local sports coverage. So, keep it locked in right here on 88.1 FM or stream us live 24/7 on bgfalconmedia.com. 88.1 FM WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Back here at Fifth Third Field in Toledo, Ohio, Bowling Green leading the Rockets 2-1. Here in the top of the 5th, Falcons have the bases loaded with nobody out. Zach Corky coming up to the plate. He will not face the starter, though, in Jacob Tabor. He's going to be replaced by Logan Jones, the senior right-hander out of the bullpen. Jones stands at 6'3", 200 from Milton, Georgia. This is his 4th university, Chaz. He spent time at Jacksonville University, Pasco Hernandez State, and Sanford. 2-2 on the year, 332 earned run average. And he'll have to face the hottest hitter in the lineup for the Falcons.
And this is a big moment for the Falcons. You're up 3-1. Obviously, even if you get a grand slam, which is unlikely, that's still, I mean, it opens the game up a lot. That's 7-1. But Bowling Green have been in a couple offensive battles this season, a couple big ones as well. The one that comes to mind, the 19-18 game against Purdue Fort Wayne in the month of March. So there is a little bit of gap there, but even so, Bowling Green have a lot to do and a very big moment. You've got the emotions of TJ Tackett's. What would be better to cash in on just the moment itself? This is a big moment for all the players than to get a Zach Horkey.
Logan Jones comes set. His first pitch to Horkey, down and outside for a ball. Jones looking to work out of this jam or limit the damage in the jam. More ideally for Toledo. Bases loaded, nobody out. His 1-0 pitch to Zach Horkey. Finds the zone for a strike. Slowed it down. Low 80s on that pitch. Count moves to 1-1. Logan Jones has had some control issues this year. 20 walks. He's hit 6 batters in the past 6 appearances. His 1-1 pitch flown out center field fairly deep. Selling under it is Toledo, the center fielder. He's going to backpedal and make the catch. All 3 runners going to tag up, and all 3 will be safe. Coming home to score is Garrett Wright on the RBI sac fly. And running for TJ Tackett's, Caden Bates goes to third. And advancing from first to second is Gavin Nunn.
And that's just what you need to do. You got to keep the base paths moving. You had the out to give. You do it. And Zach Horkey still eyeing down that baseball, making great contact, which brings up Caden Parker, who's trying to shake the strikeout bug with back-to-back.
The first pitch to Parker. Finds the zone with the fastball, 89 miles per hour. Jones not the most overpowering of stuff. These 2 guys in the lineup here, Caden Parker and the next Braden Curlis on deck. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts combined. Jones's next pitch is fouled off to the back by Parker. So down in the count now, 0-2. The Westland, Oregon native is. 1 out in the inning, still runners on second and third for Bowling Green. They lead 4-1 after putting up 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. Jones's next pitch, down low outside for a ball.
And if you're a Falcon fan and Parker were to get out here, it's not the end of the world. You've already gotten the base paths moving a little bit. You've got runners in scoring position on third and second, but it's more so about keeping that momentum up. You've got a new pitcher in the game. Try and punch him early, and the Falcons are doing just that.
The next pitch from Jones, swing and a miss by Caden Parker. Chased it down low and outside. Caden Parker down for the 3rd time on strikes so far here today. Brings up Braden Curlis, who's also 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
And Braden Curlis, we haven't seen a whole lot of the 3 Stooges, with Curly going back-to-back strikeouts, Mo going back-to-back groundouts, and Larry with the fly out and a strikeout.
Logan Jones comes set, delivers to the plate, swung on and popped up foul. Hits the top of the press box. That metal plating up there. As Curlis will start behind in the count, looking for his first hit of the game. Try to give Bowling Green a little more pad. Already up 4-1 in the top of the 5th. The pitch from Jones. Check swing. It gets laid down the right side. Going to be fielded by the first baseman, Cahill, and he will flip the Jones covering. A mistake there by Curlis leads to the final out. But Bowling Green puts up 2 in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom half of the inning. Falcons leading 4-1 over the Rockets here at Fifth Third Field on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Underwriting sponsorships on Northwest Ohio's community radio station are now available. Get your business's information out to the local community and show your support for 88.1 FM WBGU. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Bowling Green Women's Track and Field heads up to Ann Arbor, Michigan to participate in the Len Paddock Open on Friday, May 9th. Check out Holden Ruck's recap of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
Still Jacob Turner out there in the mound for Bowling Green as we go to the bottom of the 5th. No Bowling Green arms really up in the bullpen. There's a couple guys still standing around. No one really throwing just as of yet. On the other side, Jacob Tabor's day officially done with Logan Jones coming in to replace him last half inning. And we do have his final line. So Jacob Tabor goes 4 innings, throws 75 pitches, gives up 5 hits and 4 runs, only 2 of which are earned. 2 walks and 7 strikeouts for Tabor. He faces 21 batters. He exits the game currently in line for the loss if everything stays put the way it is, with Bowling Green leading 4-1.
And Tyler, we do have a couple adjustments here. Carter Motice is going to go to center field, and Caden Bates will go to left. So we actually will see Bates in the field. He's just going to slot over one and fill in for Tackett. And I believe if you're Coach Halleck, the decision-making behind that is you've got a little bit more of a seasoned guy in Motice, move him over to center, which is the hardest of the 3 positions, and then you sit in left Bates.
Seems so youthful. We're calling Motice a little bit more experienced over Caden Bates, who just has not seen a ton of action this season for Bates. This will be just his 5th game of the year.
And now we're going to have another adjustment as Sloan's going to run all the way over to lean over with a couple other guys with Curlis and Gannon in right field.
There'll be a 3-man shift on the right side of the infield as it's grounded up the middle by Lido. And fielded by Turner, flips over to first, 2 to Gannon for the first out of the inning. Brings up Cam Gravel, the 9-hole hitter for the Rockets, with 1 out in the inning. Still no Bowling Green arm up. He got 2 pitchers and a catcher there, just either squatting or sitting on one knee, watching the action. You'd have to think maybe Halleck's just waiting to see if Turner gives up another hit or something for him to get those arms going, see how long he can get out of his starter.
And we've heard from Coach Halleck a lot. Just give his guys – he lets his guys play until they've got no more gas left in the tank. And he lets them control their own leashes in a sense. And right now, Jacob Turner, 5 straight outs to open each inning.
And he's talked about that, how the way they coach this team, the games are for the players. It's for them to earn things. It's for them to work through things. He talks about that's why people come to Bowling Green, is they get to play through things here for the Falcons. It's grounded up the middle and off of the glove of Turner. And reaching safely is going to be Gravel. We'll see how that's rolled.
That was a hard-hit ball by Gravel.
That's probably going to be a single. It will be a single for Cam Gravel, as it'll bring up the leadoff hitter and Caleb Herbert with a runner on and a 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
And that was just a tough play for Turner to make. With the way that ball was grounded up, it had a lot of velocity and a good amount of height as it jumped up. He tried to make the snag, hit the glove. Now there's a runner on first.
The pitch from Turner, fastball, but a change up there, down the middle at 85 miles per hour for the strike.
Now Caleb Herbert, in his 3rd appearance, he has yet to get on base today.
Swing and a miss by Herbert at the plate. Count goes to 2-2 on him, with a 1 out in the inning and a base runner on first in the form of Cam Gravel. Bowling Green leading 4-1 here at the bottom of the 5th.
Herbert, another not really big distance guy.
Turner's next pitch misses down and outside for a ball. Count goes full to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
365 slugging. He does get on base, 2nd best out of the team, 418. 7 for 7 with stolen bases.
The pitch by Turner down and outside. As the scoreboard was incorrect there, it'll now be 2 balls, 2 strikes, corrected.
Herbert, also one of the least struck out batters of the Rockets, 13 Ks, the 2nd least on the team behind 11.
Skies this one up in the infield. calling it is going to be the third baseman, and then making an underhanded basket grab is Garrett Sloan. Unorthodox way, but he gets the out for the second out of the inning. Staying put at first is Gravel, and it'll bring up Caden Konzak, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Konzak has been Toledo's best hitter this season.
And Tyler, you mentioned it. It was a good catch at the end of the day, but also a little worrisome until he was able to get really a grip on it, as didn't really go to adjust for it, just had his hand out and moved in a different way like a basket, like you said. So he made the grab regardless, but that was a little worrisome for a second.
Turner's pitch misses outside for a ball. Turner working in his 5th inning of action here. As this one's grounded to the right side by Konzak. Fielded by the second baseman, Curlis. He throws over to Ganon for the final out of the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. Bowling Green leading Toledo 4-1 here at Fifth Third Field, home of the Toledo Mud Hens on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Bowling Green Baseball takes a trip west to Notre Dame to battle the Fighting Irish in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil on the call starting at 6:15 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Wake up every weekday with WBGU in the Morning Show. The Morning Show is a community resource for weekly events, news, sports, weather, interviews with community officials and organizations, birthday and anniversary announcements, and more. Listen live every weekday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here at Fifth Third Field in Toledo, Ohio, home of the Toledo Mud Hens. Bowling Green leading the Rockets 4-1 as we head to the top of the 6th. Tyler Kavlitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network. And the festivities coming with this game. Oral Hershiser, the former World Series MVP and Cy Young winner, throwing out one of the first pitches before this game. Also had some media availability, chance to get to talk with him about his support of the program. He's going to be the commencement speaker for your graduation tomorrow. He'll have to do 3 different speeches. One, I believe it's 9, 2, and 5.
Yes.
I believe is the times. And so prepping for that, he's also getting an honorary doctorate. But Oral Hershiser back in town, always great to see. Probably the top supporter of this Bowling Green baseball program. A major reason why this game is even happening.
Exactly.
This Fifth Third Field game, instead of this program being dead like it was during the coronavirus pandemic in 2020.
And also just one of the more notable alumni in Bowling Green history.
Yep.
I mean, his reputation extends past himself. You look at, like you mentioned, he's the World Series, World Series winner, absolutely dominant.
As at the plate, Carter Motice, 1-1 after that foul ball. I mean, you go down the resume, and the resume is pretty impressive. A career .348 earned run average, 56 WAR for Oral Hershiser over his 18 seasons in the major leagues. He has a Cy Young, 3 All-Star Game appearances, the 1988 World Series and World Series MVP, a Gold Glove, a Silver Slugger, an American League Championship Series MVP, a National League Championship Series MVP. Pretty impressive resume as it's grounded up the middle. Going to be fielded by the shortstop, Shulvin. His throw not in time. Carter Motice beats it out down the line. It was a tough play by Shulvin, and Bowling Green gets a leadoff base runner for the 2nd inning in a row.
And, I mean, that was a crazy hit ball as it bounces over the head of Jones. It's fielded by Shulvin. Shulvin goes to make the throw, an absolute missile of a throw, but it pulls Cahill off the bag just by a second and puts Motice out. He doesn't get a ground out there. That was very close to a ground out, but he actually gets a single. And I want to go back for a second to what we're talking about with Oral Hershiser as Alex Laird's up to bat.
First pitch to Laird down the middle, fastball for a strike.
Hershiser also just on top of everything else is just a really great guy. I mean, you look at what he's done for the program. I'm really excited to just have him at my graduation. I was so excited when I heard the news, and it's great to have a guy invested.
Chopped over to third. Sholvin fields it, throws the second for 1. They won't get a relay, so it's a fielder's choice for Alex Laird. It'll be 6-4 to get Mo Tice out at second. And I mean, Hershiser just passed his baseball journey. He's an entrepreneur, an award-winning broadcaster with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Guy's kind of done a little bit of everything over his career, whether it be in baseball or out of baseball. And he was talking pregame about the support of the program not being just a one-time shop.
Yep.
He's not just coming back to help revive it. He talked about a mission of supporting this program as sliding into second and with a stolen base is Alex Laird. Laird stays perfect on the base pass this season. And Hershiser has talked about it numerous times that without Bowling Green, there would be no Oral Hershiser. The Bulldog would not exist without Bowling Green, his launching point to the major leagues.
And they part of his story, the second chance. Bowling Green was the school that gave him that second chance.
This one grounded up the middle, going to get past the diving Sholvin, and it's going to be an RBI single for Garrett Sloan as Bowling Green increases their lead to 5-1.
And this has got to be a welcome sight for BGSU head coach Kyle Halleck, because Garrett Sloan, you plug him in here, Gunnar Antillion not in the game for whatever reason, and now Garrett Sloan back-to-back singles. He's now batted in an RBI, just a dominant performance as up comes your leadoff guy as well. This is looking like a deadly 1-9 combo.
Garrett Wright has reached base twice today, a single and an error by third baseman Sudbrook. He's also grounded out to second. But it's just great to have Oral Hershiser back in town. He was supposed to be in for the first pitch dinner for Bowling Green.
Ended up calling in.
He had to call in, had hip surgery, and was unable to fly because of that, as this is bounced in front of the plate. And advancing to second is going to be Garrett Sloan. So heads up base running by Sloan. But Hershiser, just a name that is synonymous with baseball legends at this point, and tremendous for this Bowling Green program.
And now we're going to get Garrett Wright advancing
We're
here.
going to get an intentional walk, I believe. So they're going to set up the double play.
Now the first at-bat of the day for Caden Bates, who comes in for TJ Tackett. Bates, not much action so far this season.
Yeah, just his fifth game, he's only 1 for 4 at the plate, Chaz. Made his first collegiate hit came on March 22nd against Kent State. He made his collegiate debut back on March 18th against Purdue Fort Wayne. This is his first appearance since April 22nd against Michigan. He was the 2021 Archie Griffin Award winner, redshirted last year. Was invited to the 2023 PBR Pro Case. 1-0 pitch. Bunt shown by Bates, pulled back. It's in there for a strike. Count goes even. Standing on first for Bowling Green is Garrett Wright. On second's Garrett Sloan. The Falcons lead 5-1 here in the top of the sixth at Fifth Third Field, the home of the Toledo Mudhens. The annual Fifth Third Field game between these two rivals. Chopped at the plate by Bates. It's going to be fielded by the third baseman Sudbrook. Has to make a quick play, and his throw draws Cahill off of the bag. And it's going to be another error on Sudbrook, his second of the game, and the bases will be loaded for Bowling Green with just 1 out, and Gavagan coming into the plate.
I mean, it's just been a tough day for Sudbrook. I mean, as a fielder, as a batter, he does have a double. He's got some accolades there, but just tough from the field. His connection with Cahill just not where it's supposed to be.
And, I mean, that was a tough play. That's not a routine play. He had to charge in and make an off-balance throw over to first. Just drew Cahill a little bit off the bag. Throw was in time, but not on line. Gavagan up to bat with the bases loaded, 1 out in the inning. Bowling Green leads 5-1. It's in there for a strike to begin the at-bat at 89 miles per hour by Logan Jones. Ganon so far today 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's walked twice.
And we have a quick correction. 3 errors now on
It's
the day.
two on Sudbrook.
Yep.
And 3 errors total on the Rockets.
I mean, absolutely unreal. Falcons still have the goose egg in that category. Falcons also out hitting the Rockets 7-4.
Bowling Green nearly perfect when not committing an error this season, just 1 loss. Ball outside at 87 miles per hour to Ganun. Count goes to 1-1. Gavin Ganun looking for a big hit to break it open for Bowling Green here in the 6th. Jones's pitch down low for a ball. This season, Gavin Ganun is 2 for 8 with the bases loaded, a .250 batting average.
Ganun.
The 2-1 pitch from Jones up high for a ball. 3-1. Jones at risk of walking in a run here in the 6th.
And we talk about Gavin Ganun being a senior leader on this team, but he's also one of the top academic leaders for athletics, as he was recently honored with an award.
The 3-1 pitch down low and outside. Toledo walks in a run in the 6th inning. Coming home to score is Garrett Sloan. Advancing to third is Garrett Wright. Caden Bates goes to second. Gavin Ganun, his 3rd walk drawn of the game. And Bowling Green increases their lead to 6-1. Bases still loaded with just 1 out in the inning. And who else but Zach Horkey up to bat. Horkey having a phenomenal day. He is 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 3 runs batted in. Going to have a meeting at the mound between second baseman Gravel, White the catcher, and Logan Jones the pitcher. Standing on first for Bowling Green again is Gavin Ganun. Caden Bates on second, Garrett Wright on third. Bowling Green not only leading Toledo 6-1, they're out hitting the Rockets 7-4. As you mentioned, those 3 errors for Toledo. Bowling Green clean in that category. And a real chance for the Falcons to open it up here in the 6th.
Absolutely, Tyler. And Zach Horkey's the guy you want to do it. With the bases loaded, he's got an RBI in every single at-bat. He's got an opportunity to do it again with just 1 out. A sac fly would not end the inning for the Falcons. He can still make some action happen here with the bases loaded.
The first pitch to Zach Horkey, down low for a ball. Horkey may be in a mode here. Just wait until he throws me a strike with the control issues that Logan Jones has had.
Yeah, Logan Jones just painting it, everything just too low.
And no pitcher up in that Toledo bullpen. They're going to leave him out here to figure it out. Fouled off at the plate by Ganun. Or by Horkey, I should say. My apologies there.
And you know what else, Tyler? No pitcher now in the bullpen for the Falcons either, as they've all went back to the dugout. Newfound faith in Jacob Turner.
I mean, the 5-run advantage will give you that. You got a little more leeway for Turner to work with. You're not as concerned with getting a new arm in there as you are with just letting him ride it out with that advantage with the pad. The 1-1 pitch to Zach Horkey. In there for a strike. Horkey in a 2-strike count.
Horkey only swinging at 1 ball so far through 3. Didn't like that pitch.
The 1-2 pitch from Jones to Zach Horkey. He drives this up the middle, past the diving Chauvin at short. Scoring is right. Here comes Caden Bates. The throw in. Not in time. Bates is safe. It's a 2 RBI single by Zach Horkey. Horkey with 5 runs batted in here today for Bowling Green. They lead 8-1 after a 4 spot in the top of the 6th.
And still just 1 out. You've got runners threatening. That ball was hit hard. Diving for it is Chauvin, and you could just watch the ball careen past his glove, tuck back again behind him, and then it just died. You had Lido, Walton, and Chauvin all coming into it. Even Gravel got some of the action, but nobody was able to get anywhere in time. And just like that, Bowling Green now up 8-1 on the Rockets.
My, oh my, what a game from Zach Horkey. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, a single, and 5 runs batted in. A career game for Zach Corky here at Fifth Third Field against the arch rival Toledo Rockets. Brings up Caden Parker, still runner on first and second, and just 1 out in the inning. No pitcher still up in the bullpen for Toledo. The first pitch to Parker. Check swing in for a strike. Parker 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts.
Cooper McKenzie.
As it is a pinch hitter, yes, as you say there. So McKenzie going to ground it to short. It's going to be flipped to second for 1, and Turner a double play. So Cooper McKenzie in the pinch hit opportunity grounds into a double play to end the inning. But Bowling Green scores 4 at the top of the 6th, and they have taken a huge advantage in this one as we go to the bottom half of the inning. We're listening to BGSU Baseball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU softball returns home to face Robert Morris on Friday, May 2nd. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Henry Costco and Ben Korak beginning at 2:45 for pregame and 3 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't miss the morning show on WBGU FM every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. Join the morning show team weekday mornings to hear about local news, local weather report, Glock's Garden Report, Coaches Show with the coaches from BGSU and BGHS, and live newsmaker interviews. Listen live every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Jacob Turner still out there on the mound for Bowling Green. There is a couple of arms up in the bullpen, but Kyle Halleck's going to let Turner work into a 6th inning as Bowling Green taking a commanding lead with the light show going on here at Fifth Third Field as the sun has officially fully set. Darkness coming over the Glass City. And Bowling Green with all of the momentum, leading 8-1 as we hit the bottom of the 6th. Bowling Green scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and they've really hit their stride the past 2 innings, 2 in the 5th and 4 in the 6th. Tyler Kavelitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network. It's been the Zach Corky game, Chaz.
Yeah, Tyler, breaking news from Kyle Edmond, the SID for BGSU Baseball. This is an RBI record for Zach Corky, most RBIs in a game for him, because he is at, and let me make sure I got this number right, 5. That's what I was thinking. I wanted to make sure. It's like my eyes were deceiving me there.
Liner over to Laird. Laird does not have the move. Retires Troy Sudbrook. Takes just 1 pitch from Jacob Turner to begin the 6th with an out.
And, I mean, this is amazing for Bowling Green. This is the scenario that you want. You're stacking up runs. It's 8-1. And your pitcher that has been out there for now 5 1/3 innings is still getting outs.
Brings up Charlie Shulvin, 1 for 2 on the day, RBI single, and a ground out to short. He's generated Toledo's only run so far here today. Fastball at 94, thrown in for a strike by Turner. Velocity still there for Jacob Turner. He peaked as high as 96 miles per hour in this outing so far today. Turner's next pitch fouled off to the right side. And just like that, Shulvin down the count 0-2. Turner working through his 3rd time through the order. As this one fouled off to the right side once again by Shulvin.
Massive opportunity here for Jacob Turner. You get this out. Charlie Shulvin, you mentioned it before, Tyler, your strongest batter for the Toledo Rockets. You get this out here. You bring up Walton, who has yet to get a contact today.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss at the plate by Charlie Chauvin. 6th strikeout of the day on the 94-mile-per-hour fastball by Jacob Turner. Now 2 outs in the inning, brings up Luke Walton, who, as you mentioned, does not have a hit today. 0 for 1 with a fly out to left and a walk.
And Luke Walton, he's a great follow-up guy to Chauvin in the sense that his batting average is not the highest, 215, one of the lowest ones on the team. So he has a lot of time, though, on this team. 45 games started to games played, and he gets a lot of contact, 35 hits for 25 runs.
First pitch, strike thrown in by Turner. This one paints the outside corner. 0-2 the count. Walden has been a strikeout victim as of late, striking out 5 of the last 6 games. The 0-2 pitch from Turner, found off to the back by Walden. He stays alive. Cole Cahill waits on deck if Walton is able to reach.
And Tyler, you might have spoke it into existence here. He has yet to strike out today. He's got the fly out and the walk. And that's a streak you don't want to have in baseball.
Turner takes his time, now steps onto the mound. From the windup, Jacob Turner's 0-2 delivery. Just off the plate outside. Count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And we've seen this pitch speed wind down by over 10 miles an hour now. That one at 85, slowing down a bit, but still a lot of control.
So this one flown out left center field. Settling under it is the left fielder. That's Caden Bates out there. He makes the catch to end the inning. We go to the top of the 7th. Bowling Green ahead of Toledo 8-1. Here in the Battle of I-75 at 5th Third Field on WBGU 88.1 FM. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
You can be an essential part of the morning show's continued success on WBGU FM. The Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce offers businesses and organizations an opportunity to be an underwriter. Under the umbrella of the Chamber, you'll receive your mentions each month during either news and sports programming or feature segments. It's an affordable opportunity to be part of something unique in Wood County.
Braden Curlis, Carter Motice, and Alex Laird. The Three Stooges, 6, 7, 8, due up in the order for Bowling Green here in the top of the 7th. And we do have a new pitcher for Toledo, as Jones's day will be done. It's Nathan Leininger, the junior right-hander, 6'5", 215 from Powell, Ohio. Attended Olentangy Liberty High School. His 3rd season with the Rockets, he's 4-5 this year with a .675 earned run average. 28 innings pitched. He has 28 strikeouts and 15 walks. This is 14th game, 13th out of the bullpen this season.
And Tyler, you know what that means? It means 2 things. First off, Logan Jones' day is done, and after 2 full innings and 30 pitches, he gave up 3 hits for 4 runs. All 4 of those runs were earned with 2 walks and only 1 strikeout. But the second thing it means is we found out about an inning ago that the run rule is in play, regardless of this being a big game or not, at 5th Third Field. So if Bowling Green managed to score 3 here and then shut down the Rockets, that will be game.
That is a very important thing to note. Boy, would that be sweet for Bowling Green to lock up win number 30, put themselves 1 win away from clinching another MAC tournament berth, and do it by run-rolling your rivals in their home city.
It is definitely unreal what is happening here, Tyler.
Braden Curlis leading it all for Bowling Green, 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Nathan Leininger's first pitch of the game, outside for a ball at 93 miles per hour with the heater.
And Braden Curlis has yet to make contact today. He struck out twice and then ground out.
Leininger's next pitch, outside once again, this one a bit higher. Same speed for a ball.
He's just, and you can tell Leininger just trying to get a bite there as it starts on the far left side and works his way far right.
Those three Stooges that we've talked about so much as of late, just one hit combined out of them in 9 plate appearances so far today. Another ball at 93 miles per hour to Braden Curlis. It's been all fastballs so far. All of them have missed the zone. 3-0 count on Braden Curlis. Nathan Leininger comes set. His pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike.
And, I mean, smart move by Curlis there. That one right over home plate, but you just want to sit on that one when it's a 3-0 count. But now, wouldn't be surprised if the bat swings.
The pitch chopped over to the left side. Fielded by the third baseman, Sudbrook. Has 2 errors on the day. This one on point to Cahill for the first out of the inning.
And that is going to be back-to-back strikeouts followed by back-to-back groundouts for Curly, which brings up Carter Tice. He ground out back-to-back, but he had a single in his last appearance trying to make something happen for the Orange and Brown.
Tice, the only hit out of those 3. Laird has also reached base, but in the form of a fielder's choice. First pitch to Tice. In there for a strike with the off-speed. Leininger comes set, looks in, the big right-hander delivers. Check swing by Tice. It's a strike, got him in the middle there. A little bit fooled at the plate, and the count goes to 0-2. Coming into the game, Tice, one of the hottest hitters for Bowling Green in that lineup, as he looks at a ball.
And Tyler, if we go through Larry Moe and Curly, the 1-2-3 in this inning, that'll be the 3rd time today.
Tice looking to avoid that as he looks at another ball up high and outside. Count moves to 2-2 on him.
And it'll be interesting to see the placement here. He's at a 2-2 count. Does Leininger put one right in front of him and hope he swings, try to drop it down?
The pitch is grounded up the middle and gloved by Leininger, and he'll flip over to first for the second out of the inning. A great defensive play by Leininger on the mound. And it'll bring up Alex Laird with 2 outs in the inning.
Laird, like you mentioned, Tyler, he did have that fielder's choice. He also struck out and flew out in his past 2 appearances. On the season, though, settles down at a 300 batting average. 18 hits to 12 runs. He's got one of all 3, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run with 10 RBIs.
First pitch from Leininger on that bat. All speed, misses inside for a ball. Laird, like you mentioned, still looking for that first hit of the game. Came into the day batting 300 on the season. The 1-0 pitch to Laird. Fastball catches the outside corner for a strike.
And that pitch barely snuck in there. It looked like it might have moved a bit high, or a bit outside, excuse me.
The big right-hander comes set. Leininger delivers. In there for a strike. Leininger, an interesting delivery. Kind of hides the ball up to the last second behind him. You don't really see it. And then a big whipping motion with that arm. A little later delivery. A slower delivery on the mound. Using his frame and his size to generate the power. The pitch is outside for a ball. And the count's 2-2 at the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
We have yet to have a player in this game record anything bigger than a double.
Leininger comes set on the 2-2. His pitch to Alex Laird. Up high for a ball, full count.
2 strikes.
Scoreboard still showing 3 balls and 1 strike. Home plate umpire Steven Linton signaling multiple times. Now it's correctly changed to 3-2 with 2 outs in the inning. Top of the 7th, Bowling Green leads 8-1. Leininger's pitch to Laird, fouled off. Laird stays alive. On deck is Garrett Sloan, if Laird is able to reach here. Bowling Green scored 4 runs last inning, looking to avoid a 1-2-3 7th frame. The pitch from Leininger, inside and up for ball 4. Bowling Green with a 2-out base runner after Laird reaches on a walk.
And Leininger getting several Bowling Green batters to bite in the form of Curlis and Motice, but there with Laird, patient batting by him. He fouled off when he needed to, and he eyed in 4 balls for the first walk for Leininger of the day.
Brings up Garrett Sloan. Sloan 2 for 3, 2 singles and an RBI. Pickoff attempt by Leininger before we get a pitch.
And a bit of a worry now for Leininger, as Laird already has a stolen base today. He's perfect, 7 for 7, putting a little bit more pressure.
Sloan came into the day with just a 206 batting average. Flies this one left field. We'll see if it stays in play. It will in foul territory, and the catch is made. It's going to be Chauvin over in front of the tarp behind the mound for the bullpen, making the tough catch to end the inning. Bowling Green doesn't score in the 7th. We go to the 7th inning stretch here at Fifth Third Field. Bowling Green leading Toledo 8-1 in the Battle of I-75 on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The morning show on WBGU FM is brought to you by the Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce. For more information, contact the morning show at bgchamber.net. Send them any program suggestions or information you might have. They are always looking for show ideas and guests. To have your birthday or anniversary announced, email or call the Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce at 419-353-7945.
Hey, it's Reese Patricus, and you're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
BGSU softball heads to South Bend, Indiana to battle the Notre Dame Fighting Irish on Thursday, May 1st at 5:30 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak will have a recap of the game on bgfalconmedia.com.
New pitcher on the mound for Bowling Green is Cade Arn. We'll have Jacob Turner's final line in just a second. But Cade Arn is a junior right-hander, 6'4", 210 from Bellefontaine, Ohio, Benjamin Logan High School graduate. 2-0 this season, a 732 earned run average for Arn. He's thrown 19 2/3 innings pitched across 14 appearances, all out of the bullpen. 12 strikeouts to 8 walks, not a huge strikeout guy. Allowed 5 doubles and 4 home runs. Opponents hit 318 off of Arn. And it was a record-setting day for Jacob Turner personally. Arguably the greatest start of his young career for Bowling Green.
Yes, it was, Tyler. Turner today went 6 total innings with 91 pitches, allowing 4 hits, just a single run, which was earned, and a walk with 6 strikeouts. And you might say, wow, that feels like a lot. Well, those 6 innings pitched is the most he's pitched in a single game in his entire career. And I'm looking right now, those 6 strikeouts were also the most strikeouts he's had in a single game in his career.
You know what we call that with that stat line right there?
What's
That's
that?
a quality start right there for Jacob Turner as he exits the game in line for a win. It's a 1-1 count by Cade Arn on Cole Cahill. Flies this one out into center field. Settling under it is Motice, who started the game in left. Moved to center field after the injury to TJ Tackett. and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
And that ball was popped up. A little bit of a bigger diamond here. It's going to take a lot of strength to get it out of the park. And it was hit pretty hard, but it was the launch angle was a little bit off, too high instead of angled. And now you've already gotten out if you're Toledo. And it is starting to become crunch time down to your final 8 outs.
And that's something we really didn't talk about a ton because we got on late, is the dimensions of this park as it's found at the back by White. 320 down the left field line, but a big wall there by the Mike Hessman home run alley. And then 365 more towards left center. You got a little cutout deep into left center, more center field. 406. It comes into 402 before going 405 straight away out to center field. Same dimensions with the 402 and 405, or 406 on the right side. It's 344 down right center field, and then 341 down in the right field corner.
0-2 start here for Kadarn on Braden White.
That one in the dirt brings it to a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 1 out in the inning. White 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Fastball misses outside. Count goes even to 2-2. Toledo with just 4 hits here today in this contest. Bowling Green doubling it with 8. The pitch from Arn just misses off that outside corner. Brings it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning here in the bottom of the 7th. Bowling Green leading Toledo 8-1 at Fifth Third Field. Arn into the windup. The delivery, swing and a miss at the plate. Kate Arn, his first strikeout of the day. Overall, 7th strikeout for Bowling Green pitchers this afternoon.
And that was the 3rd straight strikeout for Braden White, not having the best day. He's got on the season 25. Bring that up to 28 now.
A hat trick in the wrong way for Braden White at the plate. Brings up Luke Lido. First pitch to Lido, flown out into the left field. Moving back and making the catch is Kaden Bates. A 1-2-3 inning in relief by Kate Arn. We go to the top of the 8th. Bowling Green leads Toledo 8-1 here at Fifth Third Field, home of the Toledo Mudhens on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Baseball plays the annual Fifth Third game against Toledo on Friday, May 2nd. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavelitz and Chaz McNeil beginning at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Complement your WBGU radio experience with additional content available online. Subscribe to our social media feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to receive information about special events, promotional activities, and the program schedule. Stay connected with WBGU wherever you go and return to Radio Freedom. 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Top of the order, due up for Bowling Green. Here in the top of the 8th, Garrett Wright, Caden Bates, and Gavin Gannon. Bowling Green leading Toledo 8-1 here at Fifth Third Field. Falcons have dominated from the start of this one, scoring 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the 5th, and 4 in the 6th. Toledo's only run coming back in the 4th inning. Tyler Kavelitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Chaz, it's been a fun one so far as Bowling Green seeks win number 30 on the season and look to inch closer towards clinching a MAC tournament berth for the 2nd year in a row.
Yeah, that's right, Tyler. Bowling Green really doing the unthinkable right now. And I mean unthinkable and what has happened over the past couple of years. But for BGSU head coach Kyle Halleck, it was never unthinkable. It was destiny. This is what this team was built for, and this is what they're going to do. And they are up big on the Rockets, 8-1.
First pitch to Garrett Wright in there for a strike. Garrett Wright chasing the program single-season batting average record as the season heads into its final weeks of the regular season before Avon. A win would mark 31 seasons and back-to-back years for the first time in over 2 decades since the 2001-2002 campaigns. 0-2 count on Garrett Wright at the plate, one of the tougher strikeouts in the Mid-American Conference. Still Nathan Leininger on the mound. The big right-hander delivers to the plate. Head of the bat thrown at it by Wright, and it's going to be fielded by Sudbrook, and a bang play at first. Wright called out. Beautiful play by Sudbrook, charging in from third to get the out.
And a bit of a tough day here for Garrett Wright. He's got a ground out. He does have a single, but he reached on the air, then he was intentionally walked, and then ground out again. Not a horrible day for him by any stretch of the imagination.
And that's kind of it's almost funny. You laugh at it. That's where we set the bar with Garrett Wright. Is a day where he reaches base and scores 3 times is a bad game for Garrett Wright at this point. As first pitch strike to Caden Bates. Came into the game for TJ Tackett, who exited back in the 5th inning after reaching on an error by Jacob Tabor. Tabor, a throwing error, as TJ Tackett went down in pain, holding his leg after crossing first base, had to exit the game.
Just a tough break for Bowling Green. Wow, excuse me. Might need a drink of water here.
Your Aquafina sitting here full to the left of me.
That's not mine.
That's not yours. Well, no. It could be yours now.
If this is anybody's water, I need a sign. Well, thank you for the water, Fifth Third Field.
A 1-2 count on Caden Bates. Bates flies this one into right field, coming in and dropping in front of Konzak. And that's going to be a single for Caden Bates. For Bates, just his 2nd hit of his collegiate career.
And, I mean, what gets better than that, Tyler? You just get a very high ball. It's just high enough that it drops in front of Konzak, but not lined enough that it's snagged by Gravel. And Caden Bates, you mentioned it, 2nd collegiate hit. Now Falcons now just trying to get on the board a little bit more here.
And like you mentioned, I believe it was last inning, 8-1 lead for Bowling Green. The 10-run rule is in effect after 7 innings. So if Bowling Green leads by 10 after the conclusion of this inning, we would not need a 9th. Falcons still have a lot of work to do before we get to that point, with just a runner on first and 1 out. It's a 1-0 count to Gavin Gannon at the plate.
1-0.
The next pitch from Leininger, in there with the fastball for a strike. Leininger, not the most speed on the mound. He's touched as high as 93 so far today, and that one's sitting at 89 miles per hour. The big right-hander, 6'5", delivers. Gannon drives this center field fairly deep, but straight at Lita, the center fielder, takes a few steps in and makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Zach Corky, who is having a career day at the plate, 3 for 4 with 5 runs batted in.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Tyler, career high ribbies, and now he's got the opportunity to build up on that career high with a runner on in the form of Caden Bates, so he could get another ribby here.
The first pitch to Horky, swing, dribbles it up the middle. Going to be a tough play by Chauvin, the shortstop, fields it, throws, bang play, he got Horky.
Wow. Look at that by Chauvin. He has made play after athletic play there, and he just charges that ball, makes a quick, fast throw, and great hands by Cahill to get the out.
Bottom of the order, 2 up for Toledo. When we come back, Bowling Green leads 8-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th at Fifth Third Field on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Women's Track and Field heads to Akron for the Northeast Ohio Open on Thursday, May 8th and Friday, May 9th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Foster Ostai will have the recap for the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
There's so much more WBGU content available online through our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to get the most up-to-date information about the program schedule, show hosts, and upcoming promotional events. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Cam Gravel due up the 9-hole hitter. Then we go top of the order with Caleb Herbert and Caden Konzak for the Rockets. At the bottom of the 8th, Bowling Green leading 8-1 here at Fifth Third Field, home of the Toledo Mudhens. Tyler Cavalitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network here with you for this one. Bowling Green, it's been a dominant game for them. They lead in hits 9-4. Toledo has 3 errors in the field. Bowling Green's clean defensively. And in line if everything holds for win 30 on the season.
That's going to be a big historical moment here, Tyler. Back-to-back 30-win seasons if the Falcons can hold on. And Kate Arn on the mound for Bowling Green trying to get the job done.
This one chopped over to the right side by Gravel. Ganon fields it, picks it out of the ground, and steps on the bag himself. 3 unassisted for the first out of the inning.
Now the Rockets down to their final 5 outs of the game. And that will bring up Herbert. And if you are, I mean, honestly, I'm going to be quite frank here. You got to make something big happen here. Herbert, your leadoff guy, flew out. He hasn't done anything. You got to get him to step up a little bit, get that momentum.
Oh, this one runs up inside and hits Herbert up by the head.
Looks like it caught him almost right on the top of the back.
Herbert went down. Now he's going to walk over to first, so he's all good. Could have been scary there, as it's going to be hit by a pitch by Arn, and Toledo has a 1-out base runner.
And obviously that's not how you want to get on base if you're Herbert, but it definitely keeps the momentum going. You've now got a base runner on. You've got a reason to keep swinging those bats, though you can get an RBI here. But you still, and there is an arm warming up for Toledo, so you still got to, close out the Falcons, top of the 9th, but you also have to score 7 unanswered, essentially, in 5 outs.
You can't score all 7 at once, but like you said, they need to start chipping away and doing something before it's too late down to those final 5 outs. There just hasn't been much life out of that Toledo offense so far today, and it's kind of been the story of the season for Toledo. Worst batting average in the Mid-American Conference. Pitching has led them to a lot of these wins, but when that offense can't get going and that pitching struggles a little bit, it's a tough recipe to get a victory.
Speaking of pitching struggles here, 2 very far inside pitches here by Arn early. He just hit a batter, but he did get that ground out, so there's still an out in this inning.
Caden Konzak, the best batter this season for Toledo.
And he,
without a hit so far today, as that one almost hits him inside. Count goes to 3-0. Konzak, in his first 6 games against Bowling Green in his career, went 0 for 16. His first hit against the Falcons came at the Fifth Third Field game in 2023. Looks at a strike there now. Count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike. He completely reversed the script recently. His past 4 games against Bowling Green, a .421 batting average with 2 runs batted in. And he looks at ball 4. No hit yet today, but he does reach base for the first time here in this 8th inning. And it's going to be runners on first and second for Toledo with just 1 out.
Now there are Falcons throwing in Bowling Green's bullpen. They are getting their arms warm. And now Coach Halleck coming up to the mound.
We'll see if this is the end of the line for Kate Arn or if it's just going to be a mound visit.
It's looking like it's just going to be a conversation currently.
No signal just as of yet. Halleck still out there meeting with Arn in the infield. No signal of anything yet. as I think Arn's going to stay in this game.
Now, Stephen Linton breaking up the action on the mound, which means we're not going to get a pitching change here. It's going to be Arn on the mound trying to get out of the jam he created with runners on second and first in the form of Herbert on second and Konzak on first.
Troy Sudbrook is a 1 for 3 on the day with a double. He's had a tough day defensively with 2 errors. Cade Arn working from the stretch with 2 runners on, including a runner in scoring position for the Rockets. The pitch to the plate, in for a strike.
And Tyler, we've both talked about it, not able to get all 7 runs back at once, but this is a great opportunity.
As Cade Arn throws in another strike, trying to limit Toledo's opportunities. Has Sudbrook down to the count 0-2. Sudbrook coming into today's game with a .257 batting average on the season. The pitch from Arn is chopped over to the right side, but just foul to the right of the first base bag.
That one lucky for Gavin Gannon as that ball had a bunch of bounces. It goes out foul early on the right side. Did not hit that left portion of the bag.
Cade Arn comes set again on the mound. His 0-2 delivery to the plate, swinging, foul once again just to the right side of the first base bag. Nearly identical foul ball by Troy Sudbrook, staying alive in the 0-2 count with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th.
This is what I was talking about, Tyler. You got to stay battling. This is a non-advantageous count for Sudbrook, but he's not out of it yet. He's still got the opportunity for a base hit.
The pitch flown out to the left side, but foul.
If that ball breaks right, any stretch of the imagination, it's gone. That ball was sailed.
Don't have to go a far distance out there in left field. Just 320 feet. Do have to clear that tall wall by the Mike Hessman home run alley. The pitch by Arn down and outside for a ball. Named after Mike Hessman, 433 career home runs. One ball, 2 strike count on Troy Sudbrook. Cade Arn comes set, delivers. Up high for a ball, count goes even.
And now it's becoming a little bit of a battle here.
A little bit of a chess match between these two.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Who will make the blunder?
Sudbrook awaiting the pitch from Cade Arn.
The pitch from Arn just missed. Maybe a bit down low, maybe a bit inside. Either way, the count goes full to 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning. Runners on first and second for Toledo. Bowling Green leads 8-1. Big chance for the Rockets to get back into this one. The pitch from Arn, chopped over in the air to second. Caught by Curlis, trying to make a nifty play and flip it to Laird, as diving back to second was Herbert. It wasn't in time, but a tremendous effort by Braden Curlis at second base.
Oh, that was amazing. That ball lined straight into his glove. You did have to adjust to that one, unlike the other one he had not long ago. I believe that was either against Lido or Sudbrook. But he gets Sudbrook out on that one and tries to flip it to his guy, Alex Laird. The shortstop didn't get it in time, but Curlis, again, another veteran play from the true freshman.
First pitch to Charlie Shulvin, down and outside for a ball. Shulvin today 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He's also grounded out to short and struck out swinging. Bowling Green pitchers across Jacob Turner, Cade Arn with 7 strikeouts today. This one from Arn also misses down and inside for a ball. 2-0 the count on Shulvin.
And if you're Bowling Green, you'd like to go through this inning with arm, get a fresher arm in for the 9th, maybe a closer, maybe a Penrod, somebody like that.
I would imagine you bring in Penrod in this situation, 8-1.
That is true.
Probably want to save him a little bit there, but
true.
Chance to get an arm in there to get an inning with a big lead.
Tyler, I just love records. I mean, Connor Penrod already single-season save leader.
I think Penrod's probably in that dugout like, yeah, put me in. Let me get another one. I don't think Penrod's ever a guy that doesn't want to go into a game. This one chopped, foul down the third base line. Sloan was sliding to try to make a play, but it went just left of the bag.
That was a big athletic play there by Sloan, just unable to hold on to that ball.
And the count goes full to 3-2, 2 outs in the inning. The runners on first and second, Konzak on first, and Herbert on second will be off with the pitch. Huge pitch upcoming by Cade Arn to Charlie Chauvin. Arn comes set. Leg kick, delivery. This one grounded through the infield to left field. Coming around third is Herbert. The throw in, not going to be in time. Herbert scores on the RBI single by Charlie Chauvin. He's driven in both of Toledo's runs so far here today. Bowling Green's lead cut down to 8-2.
And that would have been an absolutely wild play if Bates is able to make that throw as that ball is grounded up to him. He just didn't have the strength to get it. The cutoff man there was Garrett Wright actually coming in on that throw. It was a pretty big throw, but just not enough. That was a very tough play. And you're right, Tyler. Bowling Green now only up 6 on the Rockets.
First pitch of the at-bat to Luke Walton. Misses outside for a ball. Walton 0 for 2 in the day, 2 flyouts to left and a walk. Cade Arn still out there on the mound. Check swing, flies into the netting in front of the Toledo dugout. That one got foul in a hurry on an accidental check swing by Luke Walton. 1-1 count on Walton. 2 outs in the inning. Still runners on first and second for the Rockets. The pitch swung on and flown out foul into the left side of the stands. Kids go chasing after the ball. That's one of the great parts about baseball, is the foul balls and chasing after them, going to a game and getting a ball.
Definitely the younger you are, the more fun it is. Once you're like 30.
Not a Zach Campbell situation. Cade Arn, his 1-2 delivery, swung on, popped foul to the left side, and out of play.
A lot of swinging here from Walton. Today he's got 2 flyouts and a walk. Does not have a hit recorded. One of several of the Rockets to not record a hit. You got Herbert in there. You've got Konzak. Walton himself. White. Lido and Gravel.
The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Cade Arn gets the strikeout, and we go to the top of the 9th. Bowling Green leading Toledo 8-2 here at Fifth Third Field, an inning away from a 30-win campaign. You're listening to BGSU Baseball on WBGU 88.1 FM. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program, and DJ information, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with the WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green.
Back here at Fifth Third Field, Bowling Green leading 8-2 as we go to the top of the 9th. Falcons 1 inning away from taking the series opener over Toledo, and more importantly, taking the game at Fifth Third Field. It's become an annual tradition between these rivals. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Chaz, Nathan Leininger still out there on the mound, and we were talking about it off the air. If you're Toledo, you want to see if Leininger can get you these 3 outs, get you through the end of the game, avoid having to use any more pitchers. with 2 games remaining in the series. And honestly, I think the Rockets have done a solid job of that. They've only pitched 3 in a game they're losing by 6.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not going to win every single game if you're the Rockets, especially with how your bats have been going throughout the season. But your pitching staff has been good and it has been consistent. They allow the lowest ERA in the MAC. They're the top pitching team. And in all honesty, this game, you got a lot of work to do. If your bats do wake up, that's great. But right now, you're right. Don't burn any more arms, especially you got 2 more games. Tyler, you just burnt your arm right there. Slammed it into my chair.
First pitch from Leininger. In there for a strike. To Cooper McKenzie. He pinch hit for Caden Parker in the 6th inning. Stayed in the game as the designated hitter. It's McKenzie, Curlis, and Motice 2 up. Kenzie grounds this over to short. Fielded by Chauvin. He throws over to Cahill for the out. First out of the inning. Brings up Braden Curlis, who's 0 for 4 on the day. He's struggled at the plate.
And back-to-back ground outs for Cooper McKenzie. And you're right, now bringing up Braden Curlis. Larry Moe and Curley have not had their day. Just 1 hit between the 1 hit through 4 at-bats through all 3 of them. If you count the fielder's choice and a walk, that's 3 first base appearances.
First pitch in there for a strike to Curlis. Leininger, the big right-hander from the windup, delivers. This one chopped over to short. Chauvin fields it and throws over to first. How about that? 3 straight groundouts dating back to the 8th inning to Chauvin over at short. And he has been active over there at short. Take a second to count this up. He had
11.
Ground out in the 2nd. A ground out to him in the 4th. Didn't have anything in the 5th. Was part of a double play in the 6th. You had a pop fly to him in the 7th. And then the put out in the 8th. And 2 here in the 9th. He's been a busy guy over there at short, which is usually the hardest position in the infield to play. It's that shortstop position. You got to have enough mobility while having a strong enough arm. It's a little bit of a mix of everything in that infield placed over there on that shortstop position. Left-handed batter in, Carter Motice. 1-1 count on him with 2 outs in the inning. Motice looking to extend the inning with Alex Laird on deck. The pitch to Motice down the middle for a strike with an 89-mile-per-hour fastball.
This is the final out for Bowling Green in this game. Rockets would need a big play here by Leininger.
Leininger's 1-2 pitch to the plate. Swing and a miss. Motice chased the high heat. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Bowling Green 3 outs away from victory. They lead 8-2 over Toledo at Fifth Third Field on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Continue the WBGU experience online by engaging with our social media profile on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to stay connected with the local community and receive information about special events and programming. Like us and share our content to help build the WBGU audience. 88.1 FM, WBGU, Bowling Green is Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
BG Women's Track and Field heads to Columbus, Ohio for the Jesse Owens Classic on Friday, May 2nd and Saturday, May 3rd. Check out the recap of the event by Falcon Media Sport Network's Artie Abrego on bgfalconmedia.com.
Be a part of the return to Radio Freedom on WBGU FM. WBGU offers sponsorship opportunities in the form of underwriting. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
CJ Boudreau comes onto the mound for Bowling Green in the bottom of the ninth, looking to close it out for the Falcons. 3 outs away from a victory over their arch rival, the Toledo Rockets. At Fifth Third Field, they lead 8-2. Boudreau, a freshman right-hander, 6'1", 189 from Oregon, Ohio. Does not have a decision this year, an .853 earned run average, 6 1/3 innings pitched, in 6 appearances, all out of the bullpen. First pitch misses for a ball to Cole Cahill. It'll be Cahill, White, Lido, 6, 7, 8 due up for the Rockets. This one also misses down and outside to Cahill. Cahill 1 for 3 on the day with a single. He's also grounded out and flown out.
This is an advantageous start for Cahill. Boudreau in a good part of the lineup in terms of batting average. You said 6, 7, 8. It's 259, 226, and 215.
As Boudreau catches the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike in the count. Boudreau's next pitch found to the back by Cahill.
Great job by Boudreau to get back into this count.
Cade Arn goes 2 innings, 38 pitches, gives up a hit and a run, which is earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Does the job out of the bullpen. Boudreau's next pitch, got him looking. CJ Boudreau locks up Cole Cahill. 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Boudreau. And Toledo down to their final 2 outs of the game.
Yeah, that's just right, Tyler. 2 outs left to burn for the Rockets. They need 6 runs here. And up next is Lado, and he has a strikeout, a ground out. Or, sorry, that's White. Excuse me, Braden White. I don't know what I was looking at there. It's getting late. He's struck out in every single appearance he's got so far.
As he aligns this into left field, that'll settle in front of Bates, and it'll be a 1-out single for Braden White. He had struck out his previous 3 at-bats. Finally gets a hit there. We'll see if Toledo can do anything with that. They need at least 6 runs to keep this game going, and they have just 2 outs remaining. Luke Lido comes to the plate. Lido 0 for 3. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out.
8-2 Bowling Green. We're in the 9th inning.
Boudreau takes a look over at first, now comes set. Looks back to first, now delivers to the plate. Check swing, did not go around. Appeal confirms that. It'll be a ball to start the at-bat to Luke Lido. Senior from Michigan. Boudreau's next pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner for a strike. Count goes even to 1-1. 1 out and a base runner on first in the form of Braden White for Toledo. Bowling Green leads 8-2 in the bottom of the ninth at Fifth Third Field, home of the Toledo Mudhens. This one gonna hit Lido down in the foot. So the hit by pitch will put runners on first and second for Toledo. In the bottom of the ninth, Rockets not going down without a fight here in the final inning.
It's starting to pile up now for Bowling Green. As you're right, Tyler, there's a hit by pitch there on Lido. So you're getting to the point where you've got the top of the order coming up, a couple big hitters, and you've got to make a bit of some noise here if you're CJ Boudreau.
Brings up Cam Gravel, first pitch swing, lines it foul towards that Toledo bullpen area. Nobody up for the Rockets, of course. There is an arm up in the Bowling Green bullpen, not throwing, but there just in case Boudreau were to get into trouble. The 0-1 pitch from Boudreau. Bunt shown laid down the third base line. Going to be gloved by Sloan. His throw not in time. Gets away from Ganon. But holding up at third is Braden White. Bases are loaded for Toledo with just 1 out in the inning and top of the order with Caleb Herbert. This one far from over as the Falcons lead 8-2, but Toledo threatening here in the ninth.
Tyler, this almost makes you ask, where was this the first 8 innings? They're down to their last 2 outs, and now it feels like this offense is waking up a little bit. You've got a single, a hit by pitch, and a single opened up with a strikeout. Now with the bases loaded, one of your bigger hitters in Caleb Herbert. Best batting average, 311. And he has yet to make contact today.
And yeah, that was officially rolled a single for Gravel. Throw was a little off by Sloan, but it would have been a tough play regardless. First pitch ball to Herbert. The next pitch by Boudreau misses down for a ball. Count moves to 2-0 on Caleb Herbert. And that's going to prompt an infield meeting, players-only meeting at the mound.
There's 2 arms now in the bullpen. Only 1 throwing. Now they will break up at the bump and try and get Caleb Herbert out on a 1-0 count.
That may be Owen Pohl up in the bullpen. Kind of hard to see the number. As the pitch by Boudreau lined into right field, going back is Horky. He makes the catch. Runners tagging up. It's going to score 1 as Braden White comes home to score. Advancing to third is Toledo. Staying put at first is Gravel. But it is an RBI sac fly to right field by Herbert. However, Rockets down to 1 out remaining with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, Tyler, the player at the plate right now, Kagan Konzak, he would be, if he were to hit a home run here, worst case scenario for the Falcons, that would put it at 8-6. Game still very much in control of the Orange and Brown. They just need 1 more out. It almost makes you think, do you force a little bit of an early contact here and try and trust your fielding, even with a little bit of a beat-up lineup?
8-3 lead for the Falcons. The pitch from Boudreau to Konzak, up high and outside for a ball. The Bowling Green dugout can sense it on the top rail. Just 1 out away from a victory here at Fifth Third Field. Runners off at first, that is fouled off at the plate. Gravel will have to go back 90 feet to the bag. A 1-1 count at the plate on Caden Konzak. Konzak on the day, 0 for 3, a flyout, a ground out, a strikeout, and a walk.
Rockets trying a hit and run there with Caden Konzak, hoping you could get the bases to move a little bit quicker. That's not going to happen.
C.J. Boudreau comes set, runner off once again. And taking the pitch is Konzak. Toledo down to their final strike. Stolen base for Gravel.
This is the moment, Tyler. This could be win number 30 in the books for the Orange and Brown. They just need 1 in the zone without any contact.
C.J. Boudreau comes set on the 1-2. He delivers. Konzak pops it up in the infield. Left side. Is it going to stay in play? Drifting over is Sloan. Garrett Sloan makes the catch. Bowling Green clinches win 30 for back-to-back seasons for the first time since the 2001 and 2002 campaigns, defeating Toledo 8-3 at the Fifth Third Field game.
Yeah, Tyler. Wow. Bowling Green's offense gets up early. You look at what they're able to do. You lose TJ Taggets for a majority of the game. You take Parker out. You put in McKenzie. You got to move everybody around. You don't have Birchmeyer. You don't have Seidel. You don't have Gunnar Antillion. You don't have DJ Newman. And now you don't have Tackets, and they get the job done. Absolutely unreal.
What a set of back-to-back seasons for Bowling Green. 30-win seasons in back-to-back years for the first time in 20-plus campaigns. And nothing sweeter than doing it at Fifth Third Field, the place where they clinched their program record at that point, 23rd Mid-American Conference win last season. They would go on to win 24 last year. We'll take a quick break and recap this one for you. Bowling Green winners over Toledo at the start of the 3-game series here at the Fifth Third Field game, 8-3. You're listening to BGSU Baseball, an Orange and Brown winner on WBGU 88.1 FM. On September 13th, BGSU men's soccer's Bennett Painter scored the game-winning goal against Northern Illinois, leading to the team getting nationally ranked. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Gonna win that one initially. Head up again. Wins the second one, however. Back to lane, back to Painter. That one's blocked, gets it back. Painter! Painter paints another masterclass at Cochran Stadium.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call. BGSU winners over Toledo here at Fifth Third Field. They defeat the Rockets 8-3. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Chaz McNeil from the Falcon Media Sports Network. And Chaz, his victory really on the backs of Jacob Turner with a quality start on the mound for Bowling Green against his 4th win of the season. And Zach Corky, a career day at the plate.
Yeah, Tyler, I really don't know where you start. You get massive performances out of the juniors. All year we've preached about how young this team is. Sometimes you need a veteran presence. You lose junior DJ Newman, junior Sam Seidel. Well, 2 more juniors just stepped up. Jacob Turner, you mentioned the quality start. It was quality indeed. 6 innings pitched, 91 pitches, 4 hits, a run. One was the only run that he gave up was earned, a walk and 6 strikeouts, his career high in innings pitched and career high in strikeouts. Then you go over to Zach Corky, and he just had a master class. He had 3 hits, 5 ribbies, and he was left stranded once, but a massive game out of him. Those hits came for Horky on back-to-back doubles for RBIs. He then sack fly. He had a sack fly for an RBI, and then a single for 2 RBIs. Just a big game out of him. Bowling Green, we mentioned it right before we went to break. You've got no Birchmeyer, you've got no Tackett's, you've got no Newman, you've got no Seidel, but you have everything you need to win in. You got the 3 Stooges, you got McKenzie coming in, you've got Bates coming in. Bates looked pretty good over in left field. He was able to make a couple good snags. Now Bowling Green, they've got 3 decades of wins now, technically.
Yeah, 30-win season for back-to-back seasons for Bowling Green. First time since the 2001-2002 campaigns. They are also now just 1 win away from clinching a MAC tournament berth. They can do that tomorrow against Toledo. We'll head over to Scott Park for the next 2. 3 p.m. start tomorrow, a 1 p.m. start on Sunday. I'll have the call with Reese Patricus, our board operator, on Saturday, tomorrow. And I will be on the call with our writer for today's game, Caden Knapp, on Sunday. Both of those games can be found and listened to on WBGU 88.1 FM. Before we go off the air here, final takeaways from this one, Chaz.
Bowling Green, and I'm very excited to ask Coach this, if we are able to get a post-game interview, just what is it like going through that consistent drag of you've got great players, they get banged up, it's the next man up mentality. How do you coach that? How do you get them ready? And just like that, they're ready to go. Bowling Green, you got Caden Bates stepping up. I'm just so surprised by the youth and depth of this BGSU baseball team.
How about do it for us from here? Bowling Green winners over Toledo 8-3. Before we off the air, a few thank yous to send around. First to you, Chaz. Great having you on the broadcast here. Your final 5th third game on the call for Falcon Media Sports Network. Have fun at graduation tomorrow, as you will get to wear your cap and gown and get the piece of paper that you've come to school to work so hard for. So congratulations to you for that. Also like to thank Reese Patricus back in the WBGU studios. I appreciate you board operating this game. Did a great job. Look forward to being on the call with you tomorrow. Also like to thank Kurt Leidy and Jack Rintema, our photographers who made the journey here to Toledo to take some photos for us. You can find those on bgfalconmedia.com. You can find the rebroadcast of this broadcast on BG Falcon Media YouTube channel. Also like to thank Caden Knapp, who also made the journey to write a recap of this game for Falcon Media Sports Network. That can be found on bgfalconmedia.com as well. And that'll do it for us from here, from Fifth Third Field. Bowling Green winners over Toledo 8-3. For Chaz McNeil, Caden Knapp, Reese Patricus, Kurt Leidy, and Jack Rintema, this is Tyler Kamlitz saying, have a great night, everybody, and stay safe. This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.